Chapter 521. Baya thought of her mother. She had been locked up in a mental hospital for most of her life. Her mother really did have mental problems. Even being locked up in a confined space like that was very difficult for her. Moreover, Zhou Hailan wasn't mentally ill. Perhaps this was heaven's retribution for her. Just as Baya was in a daze, Xing Buhua's men got out of the car. Leng Chao also got out of the car. The three forces balanced each other and blocked the road. Baya looked outside. Su Jieran, I'm leaving. Keep in touch, Su Jieran said in a low voice. Baya nodded and pushed the door open. She walked out and looked at Xing Buhua. He looked at her. There was no hidden displeasure in his eyes. There was a hint of coldness in his drooping eyes. The coldness was cold and gloomy. Baya didn't feel comfortable. Madam, Leng Chao shouted. He stood beside Baya and looked at Xing Buhua, not knowing what to do. Mr. Xing, the joke ends here. Don't make things difficult for me. I think you don't have the right to stop me and take me away, Baya said coldly. What? Xing Buhua frowned. Baya looked at Leng Chao. You sent the plane in the air, right? Yes. Let's go. Let the rope ladder down, Baya said. Are you okay? You're pregnant after all. Leng Chao was worried. I'm fine. I have a friend at the International Hotel in City A. You can just put me on the roof of the hotel. I'll be fine. I'm not that weak, Baya said rationally. Okay. Leng Chao made the call, and the rope ladder was lowered from the plane. Xing Buhua narrowed his eyes, hiding the sharpness in them. Baya met his eyes. Her heart felt like it had fallen into a bottomless abyss. There was a thought that wanted to burst out of her brain, but her emotions resisted it. She didn't want what she was thinking now to be true. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, where was Gu Lingqing? It only took 5 minutes for the plane to arrive at the International Hotel in City A. When she got off the plane, the hotel manager opened the door to the rooftop. She walked to Su Changhe's room with a heavy heart and knocked on the door. Su Changhe opened the door, and was slightly stunned to see the woman at the door. Who are you looking for? Senior brother, it's me, Baya said. After the plastic surgery, they had indeed not seen each other. Su Changhe was suddenly enlightened. He looked Baya up and down. If you had been like this earlier, I would have definitely fallen in love with you. Baya chuckled. Are you saying that I wasn't good-looking before? You were good-looking before, but now you're stunning. You can make people fall in love with you at first sight. In terms of appearance, there aren't many people who are better looking than you, right? Su Changhe said with admiration. It's because of plastic surgery. When you're young, your cells have a strong recovery ability. Whether it's your muscles, skin, or the degree of tightness, they're all at their best. Once you're over 40, all the sequelae will appear. For example, your chin will have a dull pain after shaving, your teeth and gums will shrink after plastic surgery, your eyelids will droop, your nose will often have difficulty breathing, and you'll have nosebleeds frequently. In serious cases, you'll lose your sense of smell, and so on, Baya said calmly. Then why did you get plastic surgery? At that time, I said that I wanted to change my face and let the doctor take a look. I didn't care how I looked like. Moreover, I was very fat at that time. After the plastic surgery, they couldn't see my facial features, Baya explained. Su Changhe smiled and said sneakily, Can you give me the doctor's number? Maybe I'll also become a peerless handsome man. Uffed. Baya was tickled. She was originally in a bad mood, but after meeting him, she became a little more cheerful. That person is Shen Yan's man. He doesn't do plastic surgery easily. He doesn't seem to be a professional anyway. He's just a genius. It seems that my ugliness will follow me for the rest of my life, Su Changhe said with a sigh. Baya was tickled again. She looked at his room and said, Aren't you going to invite me in? You're so beautiful. If I'm the only one admiring you in the room, it'll be a waste. Baya laughed so hard that her stomach hurt. She still remembered that when she was studying in the United States, he looked for her and said, Baya, I feel that my sh*t is lost. I've been taking a dump for a few days. What should I do? She was drinking milk at that time, and she spat it all out. However, she liked his character very much. He was optimistic, cheerful, and humorous. Even if he fell in love with someone he shouldn't love, he would actively devote himself to his career and sports, replacing the sadness, worry, and depression in his heart with better habits. She might be a genius in psychology. Because of her own experience, because of her mother's situation, she could better understand the hearts and states of patients, as well as the ways to change. However, he was the one who had the best control. Baya entered the room. Su Changhe poured a glass of milk for her and asked gently, "Are you better now? Do you still easily lose control of your emotions or have blank memories?" "I don't know if I'm better. 2 years ago, I hypnotized myself. There was no pain, no feelings, and I wouldn't break down easily. However, because Gu Lingqing didn't give up, I had the feelings of Baya again. I thought I was still the same Baya, but I had cured the previous one. It's just that I've cured my previous mental problems," Baya explained and took a sip of milk. "So, can I understand that this is the effect of hypnosis?" "I don't think so. Whoever started the trouble should untie it. My mental illness started because of Gu Lingqing, so I recovered because of him. Hypnosis can make people forget their pain and become a normal person on the surface, but they will lose part of their unforgettable memories, so it's not considered complete. Moreover, these memories, because it's under hypnosis, are very likely to be remembered later. It's just a short treatment. So, as long as we find the cause of mental illness, we can treat mental illness. Psychological reasons can be treated in this way, but there's another kind of pathological reason. However, pathological reasons only need to be treated with the right medicine. Psychological reasons are more troublesome. So, to deal with psychological reasons, we should use hypnosis. Let the patient walk out of his feelings first. Maybe during this period he will accept another relationship, and it will impact the previous damage. Mental illness, after all, is a matter of getting into a dead end. We can try it." Baya nodded and lowered her eyes. It was like this in the past. When she was with her senior, they would talk about their profession. They were like-minded and had a common language. "Senior, it's like this. I've known a man for 5 years. His personality used to be cold on the outside, but he was very warm on the inside. He would say emotional things, but when you listened to him, you would feel that he was sincere and warm, and he was rational and mature." Chapter 522. I've seen a lot of people. Because of major setbacks, their personalities changed from lively to deep, impulsive to introverted. Very few people change from introverted to impetuous. If he changed from introverted to impetuous, it might be because he had achieved great success in his career and life. Su Changhe analyzed. Baya frowned slightly and asked, "Senior, how do you know if someone is acting?" "No matter how good an actor is, there will always be loopholes in the details, unless he has been acting for a lifetime." "Why? Do you think your friend is acting?" Su Changhe asked in confusion. "If he's acting, then it's too real. So real that I can't see any loopholes," Baya said uneasily. "You don't think he's acting but someone else?" Su Changhe read between the lines. "Maybe I'm worrying too much. If he's really someone else, how can there be such a similar person in the world, right?" Baya laughed dryly. "That's easy. Can't we just do a paternity test?" Baya thought. If he was Gu Lingqing, he would be angry when he found out that she did this. But what if he wasn't Gu Lingqing? Let's see. I've contacted the mental hospital you mentioned. I can go to work in a few days. Tell me, what do you want me to do? Su Changhe asked. Not for now. That method won't work. I'll accompany you around a country these few days. I didn't treat you well the last time you came. Not for now. Su Changhe raised his eyebrows. I'm sorry. Baya also felt sorry. She was the one who called him over, but he went back on his words. That's great. Then I can do my job properly. Su Changhe smiled. Your job? Baya was confused. Country A is developing well now. With the rapid economic development, more and more people have mental problems of one kind or another. I've seen research. In the past 2 years, the number of people committing suicide due to depression has increased tenfold compared to previous years. More and more people are paying attention to mental problems in country A. If I open a clinic in China, I might be able to develop well, Su Changhe said. If you're interested in this, I can introduce you to a former friend of mine. His psychological research institute is one of the best in a country. He has so many clients that he can't even manage them all. He's too short of talents. Many clients can't be treated in his institute and go abroad for treatment. I know Mu Xiaosheng, right? I just happen to be lacking someone to introduce me to. If I can be affiliated with the research institute, I can get a lot of resources. He will also become famous because of you. This is a mutually beneficial cooperation. At most, you can just give him 10% of the referral fee. I still owe him a lot of quests. Baya chuckled. We hit it off. Are you free now? I'm free now. Su Changhe smiled. Then let's go to the research institute now. I'll change my phone. So you don't have his number? You're really heartless. You didn't tell me you changed your number. However, I'm glad that at least you still have my number. You didn't even keep his number. Su Changhe comforted himself. At that time, I didn't want to have anything to do with the people in the past. In a different environment, a different mentality. Let's not talk about this. I'll help you settle this first. If you stay in a country, I'll have someone to talk to. Baya stood up. Yes, I'm from a country. I don't see many girls. Maybe I can find a girlfriend that I like. Su Changhe nodded. You've decided to give up on your sister? Baya didn't believe it. She's getting engaged to someone else, and... Su Changhe paused. The more I try to control her, the more rebellious she'll become. At least, I'll find her a sister-in-law. We'll still be a family. I've thought about it. I'll fulfill my responsibilities as a husband and as a brother. I'll take a step back and not force things. Instead, I'll relax. Su Changhe picked up his coat and put it on. I've always admired your ability to adjust. Your healing ability is what I admire the most. Su Changhe smiled and opened the door. Baya went out first. From the corner of her eyes, she saw a head shrink back. That head did not seem to have given up and poked out again. Baya smiled. When she saw Su Changhe close the door, she hugged Su Changhe's arm. It's a little cold outside. Wait a minute. Su Changhe opened the door again. He took out his camel coat and put it on Baya. My coat is big. It can cover you completely. It can cover my heart too, Baya said deliberately. What do you mean? Su Changhe was stunned. Baya pulled him away and said in a low voice. Don't look back. Your sister is in the stairwell near the emergency exit. Su Changhe stopped in his tracks in shock. Are you serious? I saw him. He had a crew cut, right? Baya said. Su Changhe felt helpless. Yes. He knew that I like long hair, so he immediately shaved his head. The crew cut is something that grew out later. Baya could feel his sadness. If you and I are like this, she doesn't care. Senior, you really have to give up. I know. I've already given up. Let's go. Let her go. She'll go back when she's done. Su Changhe pressed the button, and the elevator door opened. They walked in. This time, he saw his sister walking out of the stairwell and standing in front of him. Su Changhe clenched his fists and stood still. The elevator door closed slowly. Baya pressed the first floor. She feels that she has feelings for you. Baya let go of Su Changhe's arm. That's because she feels that her belongings might be snatched away by someone else, so she feels a sense of panic. Because of this uneasiness, she will act beyond her rationality. When the matter is resolved, she will still feel that the belongings are not what she wants. Su Changhe said rationally. You've really given up on her? Baya did not believe him. I just need to force myself a little more and give up on the habit. Then, I'll be able to walk out of it completely. Why don't you hypnotize me and make me forget that I loved her? Let me only see her as my sister in the future. Let's talk about this after you've thought it through. With a ding, the elevator door opened. Gu Lingqing. No, Xing Buhua stood at the elevator door and stared at her. You'll only be happy if you piss me off, right? Baya paused for a moment. Come with me, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. I think I've made myself very clear. Although you look like my husband, you're not him. Your personalities are completely different. I love him, but I love his character more than his looks. There's no need for you to pester him like this. Baya rejected him. Chapter 523. It's true, Baya said with certainty. Xing Buhua stared at her for 10 seconds, then turned around and left the hotel. Su Changhe looked at Baya in surprise. He looks exactly like your husband? The question you asked just now was directed at him? I'll bring you to the research institute first. We'll talk about other things later. Baya didn't want to think about it. However, Gu Lingqing's face kept repeating in her mind when she was in the taxi. She was mentally and physically exhausted. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, where was Gu Lingqing? If he was Gu Lingqing, her acting just now was not up to standard. Her heart was getting heavier and heavier, so heavy that she couldn't breathe. Su Changhe looked at her. Junior sister, I can feel that you're afraid. What are you afraid of? Baya shook her head. You'll feel more and more stressed if you hide everything in your heart. Saying it out is also a form of release, Su Changhe guided her. If one day, I really can't take it anymore, I'll become your client, senior brother. Baya slightly raised the corner of her mouth. Su Changhe saw that she didn't want to say it, so he didn't ask further. When they arrived at the research institute, Mu Xiaoxue wasn't there. There were other employees there. Baya asked for Mu Xiaoxue's phone number and dialed it directly. Hello, who's this? Mu Xiaoxue asked. Mu Xiaoxue, I'm Baya. Baya. Mu Xiaoxue was shocked. Where have you been? Have you disappeared from the world? It's okay if you don't give me a job, but can't you even be my friend? I went to treat my illness. A lot of things happened. Baya explained briefly. Has your illness been cured? Where are you now? Mu Xiaoxue asked worriedly. Sidiye, when are you coming back? I have a friend I want to introduce to you. I'll rush back tonight. We can meet tomorrow, Mu Xiaoxue said. See you tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow afternoon. Baya hung up the phone and looked at Su Changhe. I'm sorry for making you come all the way here for nothing. I just want to know where the research institute is and see their working atmosphere. It's like an inspection. How can it be considered a wasted trip? I'll send you back now, Su Changhe said. I'll send you back. I'll make a call and someone will pick me up. Baya sent a message to Lin Shulan. You seem to be doing well. Su Changhe smiled. Simple, there is simple happiness, high status and power. There are more things that I want to protect, and life will be more tiring. I just want to find a man that I love and live a peaceful life with until I grow old. Everyone is different. It's fine as long as you're happy. Let's go. Baya sent Su Changhe back and saw the girl with the crew cut squatting at the entrance of the hotel. When she saw Su Changhe, she stood up. Su Changhe frowned. Do you want me to handle it? When you see her, you're not surprised anymore. You're worried, Baya said to Su Changhe. What do you think I should do? Be honest, and be direct. Entangling for too long will tire you out. Whether she's sincere or not, I can test her. Try it and tell me the result. There's no need to hold back, Su Changhe said in a deep voice. Baya walked towards his sister and smiled. I know you. You're Changhe's sister. Who are you? The girl sized up Baya with her bright eyes. Who do you want me to be? Baya asked. You're not my brother's girlfriend, are you? The girl guessed. Do you think it bothers you that I am or not? Of course not, the girl said with certainty and looked at Su Changhe. Baya stood in front of her. Then what are you doing now? I don't know why my brother is angry at me. I care about him a lot. The girl said helplessly. He used to like you, but it was between a man and a woman. You already have a boyfriend, and you're about to marry him. Your brother wants to calm down. But don't worry. Your brother will return soon. When that time comes, he'll only treat you as a sister. You don't have to feel troubled. You just need to give him some time, Baya said straightforwardly. The girl looked at Baya with red eyes. Baya smiled. There's no shock in your eyes, only confusion. It means that you already knew this would happen. You came all the way here. What do you want? Do you want to use your brother as a spare tire to prove your feminine charm? That's too cruel. You know that he's always doting on you. He's always doting on you. I don't know. I'm afraid that he'll be angry. I'm afraid that he won't want me anymore. I'm also afraid that he... The girl did not continue and lowered her head. I'm also afraid that he'll have improper thoughts about you. So, you only treat him as a brother. In that case, my advice for you is to go back. He'll adjust soon and only treat you as a sister in the future. Maybe soon you'll have a sister-in-law. The girl looked up. I want to talk to him. I'll leave after that. Baya nodded. She turned around and walked to Su Changha. She said, she's afraid that you'll be angry. She's afraid that you won't want her anymore. She's also afraid that you'll have improper thoughts about her. Calm her down and let her go. Then you can be at ease. Okay. Su Changha walked to the girl and said softly, go back in peace. You won't lose me as your brother. Can we still be like before? The girl asked with tears in her eyes. Su Changha smiled. Yes, I'll open a clinic in a country. I'll stay there for a few years. You and Chris can come to me then. Can we not open a clinic in a country? Let's go back to America, the girl pleaded. Su Jiao, you've grown up. When you marry Chris, you'll be his wife. You'll have children and you'll have your own life. I'll always be your big brother. I'll be your harbor when you're tired. But I also need to have my own life. Go back. Su Changha rubbed her hair. It stung his palms, reminding him of his previous foolishness. He retracted his hand and stood up straight. He had made up his mind about her. It was time to end this twisted relationship. The girl hugged Su Changha's waist. Brother, I can't live without you. Su Changha didn't hug her. Brother, I'll always be your brother. You won't lose me. I promise we're family. Brother, hug me. I'm cold, the girl said in his arms. Su Changha sighed and hugged her. It's very late now. I'll help you get a room. I'll send you to the airport tomorrow. I'll call Chris and ask him to pick you up at the airport. The girl hugged him tightly and didn't say anything. Su Changha carried her and walked towards the elevator. Chapter 524. Su Changha furrowed his brows and put the girl down. If that's what you're thinking, you should leave immediately. Don't come to me again. The girl looked at Su Changha angrily. Brother, you really don't want me anymore. She reached out to grab Su Changha's hand. Su Changha shook her off, not letting her touch him. He said sternly, I didn't teach you well. That's why you think that you can exchange your body for a man. In fact, your body can only make a man stay with you for a short period of time. It won't make them respect you. I think my punishment should be to lose you completely. It's not like that, brother. It's not like that, the girl cried. I don't want to pester you anymore. Maybe my attitude made you think that you can be impudent. Then I'll tell you clearly now. I don't want you anymore. Go find your parents. You're not my biological sister anyway, Su Changha said sternly. Don't do this, brother. Don't do this. The girl cried. The door opened with a ding. Su Changha walked past her and entered the elevator. The girl watched as the door closed in front of her. Su Changha didn't call out to her anymore. She felt as if her heart was being cut by a knife. Baya walked behind her. Let Su Changha go. He's ready to let you go. You should leave his life completely. I don't want it, the girl cried. This world won't happen just because you don't want it. You can't do whatever you want. He has no regrets and took care of you for more than 10 years without any conditions. He doesn't need you to repay him. He just wants you to leave his life. If you pester him again, you'll be too shameless, won't you? Your brother will find a girlfriend soon. He'll find a girlfriend soon. You're making him feel guilty about his future wife, Baya said cruelly. I love him. The girl cried loudly. She squatted on the floor, hugged her knees and cried. Baya squatted in front of her. Why don't you tell him that you love him? The girl didn't say anything. In my opinion, your behavior is not loving him but hanging him. You're about to get married, and you still want to use him as a spare tire? Su Jiao, don't be too selfish, Baya said in a low voice. I won't get married. I've already broken up with Christoph. I've never slept with Christoph. My first time was with my brother. Su Jiao lowered her head and cried. That's impossible. If Su Changha slept with you, he wouldn't be irresponsible. He's not an irresponsible person. Baya didn't believe it. That day he thought I was sleeping at Cliff's drunk and took me. Actually, I didn't sleep at Cliff's house. It was my brother's birthday, and I wanted to buy him a Rolex watch, so I worked outside. After that, I ran away from home, but I didn't have sex with Christoph. I was still working. My brother misunderstood me. He even left me behind and no longer cared about me. He went traveling alone. I took Christopher to him and told him I was going to marry him. I like him, the girl said in tears. What about your hair? What happened? Baya was confused. You know your brother likes girls with long hair. He misunderstood me and went on a date with a girl with long hair. I saw it and he scolded me. I got angry and shaved my head. What should I do now? My brother really doesn't want me anymore. My heart hurts, sob, sob, sob. The girl's face was covered in tears. Baya frowned and stood up. You just said that you were afraid that he would be angry, afraid that he would abandon you, and afraid of what he would do. You didn't go on. If I understand correctly, you should be afraid that he would do that to you. It hurts so much that I can't even walk. I'm not afraid anymore. As long as he still wants me, I won't be afraid anymore, the girl said in tears. I heard you, Su Changha, Baya said. The girl looked behind her in shock. The elevator door was still closed, and her eyes dimmed. The staircase, Baya reminded the girl. The girl looked at the staircase and saw Su Changha. Su Changha looked at the girl in shock. He was really drunk that day. He was annoyed and depressed, and his heart was in pain. However, he couldn't remember what happened after that. It turned out that he had already. No wonder after that incident, he felt that she was afraid of him. He thought that she had a boyfriend and was avoiding him. The girl saw Su Changha and was afraid that Su Changha would run away. She ran over and hugged him tightly. Brother, I was wrong. Please don't abandon me. If you don't, I'll die. Su Changha hugged her. The coldness that he had been maintaining for so long collapsed. Silly, what did you do wrong? It's my fault. Why didn't you tell me? After I ran out, I regretted it. I waited for you to pick me up, but you didn't come. You even left me on a vacation. After you left, I couldn't work, so I was fired. I didn't have enough money to buy you a birthday present, the girl said, feeling wronged. It's my fault. I didn't know it was me, Su Changha said apologetically. The girl was courageous. She kissed Su Changha. I don't blame you. It's just a little heavy. It hurts. Su Changha lowered his head and kissed her too. Baya smiled. Love seemed to be a beautiful thing. Seeing her senior brother whom she had known for so many years finally hugging a beauty, she felt happy for him. Her heart felt warm and moist. It was time for her to leave. She slowly walked out of the door and looked at the sky. The moon was bright. Its pure light shone on her body. Was Gu Lingqing looking at the moon now? She missed him so much. His eyes turned red unconsciously. Moisture filled his eyes and gathered into water droplets that flowed out of his eyes. Madam. Zhang Xingyu got out of the car and called out worriedly. Did Lin Shulan ask you to come? Yeah. It might take her more than an hour to get here. I'm just nearby, Zhang Xingyu said. Baya got into the car and closed her eyes to take a nap. Madam, do you think that man is Chief Gu? Zhang Xingyu asked, puzzled. Baya didn't say a word. Zhang Xingyu turned around. Seeing that Baya had fallen asleep, he didn't ask any further. When Baya reached home, Song Shiyu was already asleep. Lin Shulan was waiting at the door. Baya looked at the basement door. Lin Shulan, guard the door. Don't let anyone in. Okay. Baya walked into the basement. She closed the door and turned on the lights. Xing Buhua walked out from the dark with one hand in his pocket. He smiled and looked at her. You acted well today. Give it a thumbs up. Chapter 525. Xing Buhua stared at her. His eyes were as dark as ink. What's wrong? When you're acting, you make me feel like you're another person. I feel panicky, uneasy, Baya said frankly. Xing Buhua looked at her and pulled her into his arms. Wait for me. Wait for me. You know that if anything goes wrong, we'll be in danger. You know that it's dangerous, but you still do those things. You're pushing yourself to the top of the waves, Baya said angrily. You're my woman. I can't watch you leave with another man, even if I die, Xing Buhua said with certainty. He looked at her with burning eyes. Baya looked at him. Her eyes were red. Don't you have any trust between us? I can die for you. If Leng Shuang hadn't told me that you were still alive, I would have died a long time ago. Let's not talk about this, okay? It's not easy for us to meet each other. Do we have to spend our time arguing? Xing Buhua frowned. Baiya looked straight at him. His sunken eyes were exactly the same as before. Was she thinking too much? Her phone rang. She saw that it was Su Jiran calling. She glanced at Xing Buhua and walked to the side, ready to answer the call. Xing Buhua hugged her from behind. He said in a low voice, Xiaoya, I don't feel safe. Baiya's heart trembled. She felt a faint pain in her heart. Maybe she was wrong. She blamed Gu Lingqing for not trusting her and being impulsive. It was her own actions that made him not trust her and be impulsive. Baiya hung up the phone. She turned around, looked at him, and kissed his lips. Xing Buhua looked at her. Baiya smiled. I'll think twice in the future. I won't do this again. Xing Buhua smiled and kissed her on the lips. Baiya pushed him away. I still have business to attend to. I'll call Su Jiran back. It's business. I'll tell you the details later. Xing Buhua frowned but did not stop her. Baiya made the call. Xiaoya, I've got the video. I'll send it to you later. Just as you predicted. Sheng Dongcheng pushed all the blame to Shen Ao, said Su Jiran. His tone was full of anger, depression and suppressed sadness. I thought about it again on the way back just now. I got the video. Even if Shen Ao finds out, it will only drive a wedge between them and make them guard against each other. Because their interests are bound to each other, it will be difficult to break them apart. In the end, they will reach a balance, and the sacrifice will be you. I've also thought of this. Xiaoya, remember me in the future, okay? I'm a little tired. Also, please take care of me every day, said Su Jiran tiredly. Baiya understood what he meant. Her nose felt a little dry. Life was fragile. It could be gone at any time. She had loved Su Jiran and hated Su Jiran. But she did not want to owe anyone except Gu Lingqing. You take care of yourself every day. Your sacrifice is meaningless. I just need to assassinate Shen Ao in the name of Sheng Dongcheng. That way the two giants will be destroyed at the same time. Su Jiran told her his plan. Even if you kill Shen Ao, do you think others will believe that you were sent by Sheng Dongcheng? Sheng Dongcheng has the ability to quibble. You just killed Shen Ao without any real power. Besides, at this time, maybe Shen Ao and Sheng Dongcheng have already set up a trap for you. Baiya analyzed. What do you want me to do? Tell me, and I'll do it. I never listened to you before, but now I'll listen to everything you say. You have something you want to protect, and I have something I want to protect. It just so happens that the people we want to defeat are the same, Su Jiran said in a low voice. You'd better hide in a place where Sheng Dongcheng and Shen Ao can't find you. Find the evidence that your mother hid. Once you find it, put it on the internet and let the citizens judge their crimes. In addition, I'll pull out Sheng Dongcheng's claws and teeth one by one. Okay, I'll listen to you, Xiaoya. Su Jiran paused. Baiya waited for him to continue. Don't fall in love with Xing Buhua, Su Jiran reminded her. Baiya pursed her lips and didn't say anything. She turned to look at Xing Buhua and said with certainty, I only love Gu Lingqing. Su Jiran paused for a long time again. He didn't say anything else and hung up the phone. Xing Buhua's eyes became colder and he frowned slightly. You still have feelings for him. I don't want him to do anything for me. It'll make me feel burdened, Baiya explained. He's not doing anything for you, but for himself. Now Sheng Dongcheng and Shen Ao are his enemies. You're the one taking revenge for him. How did he become the one sacrificing for you? I'm going to say that you're stupid or naive. You're being played by him, Xing Buhua said angrily. Baiya looked at Xing Buhua. She didn't want to argue about this issue. She knew that Su Jiran was very shrewd. In order to deal with Xing Bachuan, he was willing to marry her, whom he didn't love, for more than 20 years. Similarly, in order to deal with Shen Ao and Sheng Dongcheng, he could also endure for more than 20 years. If she said all this, Xing Buhua would definitely be angry. He would think that she was speaking up for Su Jiran. As long as she understood it, it was enough that she didn't owe him anything. She walked forward and hugged Xing Buhua. She said gently, so hurry up and come back to me. I can't do it without you. Xing Buhua paused. All his anger and frustration disappeared instantly. His Adam's apple moved up and down. He looked at her clear eyes and his stomach tightened. He pinched her nose. Baya pushed his hand away. What are you doing? It hurts. I'm not leaving today. I'll stay here with you, Xing Buhua said. Will you tell me what you're doing? Baya asked tentatively. Xing Buhua frowned and hesitated. Baya looked at him and waited for him to speak. First, if I still appear as Gu Lingqing, Sheng Dongcheng will be more afraid of me. I don't want you to live in fear with me. Second, I'm not worried about Leng Shua. He listens to you. I can communicate with you. That's why I can preserve my strength. Third, I can change my identity and go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I can stabilize my strength and collect evidence of Shen Ao and Sheng Dongqing's evil deeds. Fourth, 2 years later, there will be a new presidential election. I can successfully ascend to the position and kill Sheng Dongqing and Shen Ao. I should pretend that I don't know you. But I can't help thinking about you, paying attention to you and worrying about you. That's why I can't wait to see you. I want to arrange for you to be by my side. Xing Buhua explained. Other than me, who else knows that you're Gu Lingqing? Baya asked. Xing Shang. My father saved him. I'm not talking about Gu Tianhang. So he deserves my trust. I was able to successfully confuse the enemy during the assassination in the military. There are people from Sheng Dongcheng in the military. That's why I didn't even dare to tell Leng Shua. Xing Buhua explained. He explained. Chapter 526. Why would you think that? If I'm not Gu Lingqing, who am I? If I'm not Gu Lingqing, where is the real Gu Lingqing? Is he dead? Xing Buhua frowned and asked. Baya stared at him. She thought so too. You're so good at acting. Have you heard the story of the rabbit and the hound? The hound chased the rabbit but couldn't catch it. The hound asked the rabbit, How can you run so fast? The rabbit said, If you can't catch me, I'll starve. If you catch me, I'll be dead. Now is a matter of life and death. If I die, what will you do? Xing Buhua said helplessly. He said helplessly. Baya lowered her head. Xing Buhua rubbed her hair. I've done some research. It says that 10% of pregnant women suffer from depression. I'll come to see you every day. Tell me what you want to eat, and I'll bring it to you. Baya's heart softened a little. Her gloominess was swept away. It's too tiring for you to come here every day. It's nothing compared to seeing you. Even if I'm at the end of the world, I'll crawl here, Xing Buhua said helplessly. Baya smiled. Can you use a means of transportation? It's too far to walk here. I've customized it. The height and width must be suitable. I'll probably get it in a few days. It'll take me 10 minutes to come here. You don't have to worry anymore, right? Baya nodded. Go back early today. I'll move the bed to the library tomorrow. Baya blushed slightly. What she meant was, they hadn't been together for a long time. Xing Buhua smiled. I don't want to leave tonight. Go back to your room first. I'll come over later. Won't that be too dangerous? Baya was worried. Dangerous? They're my people. I know them. Besides, even if they find out, they won't betray me. Don't worry, Xing Buhua said. Well, be careful. Baya lowered her head and said. She turned around, blushing even more, and walked out of the embassy. Lin Shulan was still guarding outside the door. Shulan, go back and sleep. I need to rest too. It's late. Yes, madam. Just call me if you need anything. All right. Baya returned to her room and looked at her phone. It was already 2 in the morning. She went to the bathroom to clean up. Xing Buhua was already in her room. The curtains were drawn. You're so fast. Baya was shocked. Xing Buhua went forward and hugged her. He looked at her with a burning gaze. I always dream of you. Tell me about it. Xing Buhua dragged out the last syllable. I dreamed of traveling with you. I dreamed of being on a deserted island with you. I dreamed of being in church with you. A few times. Xing Buhua paused and looked at her. Even if he didn't say it out loud, she instantly understood. She pushed him and said, Do you want to go in and take a shower? Can I? Baya pretended that she didn't understand his hint. This is your home. Why can't I? Xing Buhua pinched her nose. He paid attention to the strength so that she wouldn't be hurt. You're going to torture me to death. I'm not. Baya pushed his hand away. Wait for me, Xing Buhua said meaningfully. He smiled and walked towards the bathroom. Baya was stunned. Why did he smile like that? He didn't smile like that before. But he was right. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, who else could he be? They had worked so hard to get to where they were today. They couldn't not trust each other anymore. She climbed into bed and turned off the lights. There was only the orange bedside lamp on. Then she got under the quilt. Xing Buhua came out of the bathroom and looked at Baiyo on the bed. He turned around, opened the cabinet, changed into his pajamas, lifted the quilt and lay down beside Baiya. Baiya smelled the familiar scent on his body. She took the initiative to hug his waist. She leaned against his chest and took a deep breath. They had been apart for less than 2 weeks, but she felt that they had been apart for a long time. The time of waiting was too cold. It was full of suppressed scars. Listening to his heartbeat, she felt warmth entering her body. He didn't sleep either. He looked at her rosy face. Go to sleep. It's getting late. I don't dare to sleep. I don't want to sleep. Baiya said. I'm not leaving. I won't leave tomorrow either. I'll accompany you for the day, he said in a low voice and looked at her gently. Baiya looked up at him in surprise. Can I? Yes, I'll go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs next week. I want to go fishing with you and eat the fish soup you make. Baiya raised the corners of her mouth and smiled brightly. She was happy. He was her Gu Lingqing. He remembered it all. She pecked him on the lips. He looked at her. She was usually calm and elegant like the snow lotus on the cliffs of Tian Shan Mountain. In the cold winter, she bloomed alone. She was better than countless winter plums. When she smiled, she was more like a star. It could light up a person's heart and bloom a beautiful universe. You are what I want in my life. The woman I want to protect for the rest of my life, he said passionately. You too, Baiya said gently. He lowered his head and kissed her. The kiss was very gentle, like warm water. He was afraid to break the beauty of this moment. He hooked the tip of her tongue and held it in his mouth, swallowing it slowly. His hand on her waist became hotter and hotter. His breathing also became heavier. Baiya let him kiss her. Time was peaceful. Even the light on her body was especially gentle. He let go of her and looked at her red lips. He frowned. Do you still mean what you said last time? Baiya's face turned red. It wasn't that she hadn't done it in the past. When love was deep, many things would happen spontaneously because of love. She would satisfy all his requests. This was a special time. They really hadn't been together for a long time. Baiya burrowed under the blanket. His heart was beating wildly. He sat up slightly and leaned against the back of the bed. He was so nervous that he didn't know where to put his hands. He felt that her gentleness could melt glaciers. It made him feel like he was in a fairyland and saw the most beautiful scenery. He lifted the blanket and looked at her. That look was like a startling swan. It stayed in his heart forever and would never fade. Baiya heard the knock on the door. He slowly opened his eyes. Xing Buhua was beside him. He supported his head with his hand and looked at her with a gentle gaze. She remembered that he used to be like this. She was really worried that she was drooling. Madam, I'm Lin Shulan. Do you want to get up for lunch? Lin Shulan asked. Wait a minute. I'll come down myself, Baiya said towards the door. Looks like I won't be able to drink my fish soup. Xing Buhua sighed. Baiya was amused by him. Last night, he said that he would go fishing with her and drink the fish soup she made. Now that she thought about it, he was right. How could he go fishing with her? They were working underground now. Are you coming tomorrow? Baiya asked. I want to stay with you until tomorrow. Ha! She was happy. Are you coming the day after tomorrow? I have to. He didn't hesitate at all. Baiya grinned. Then I'll go fishing in the day after tomorrow. I'll make fish soup for you at night. You can drink it when you come over at night. Chapter 527. Let's wait for Sheniyan to inform us. It should be soon, after the new year at most. Baiya looked at the door. You can hide later. I'll get Lin Shulan to bring the food in. That way, you won't have to starve. She didn't wait for Xing Buhua to speak and walked towards the door. Xing Buhua furrowed his brows as he looked at her skinny figure. In the wee hours of the morning, he didn't ask her to get it out for him. Instead, he went to the bathroom to do it himself. He couldn't bear to part with her, his heart ached and he pitied her. He was satisfied just by looking at her. Before Baya could open the door, Xing Buhua rushed over and hugged her. He buried his head in her neck. Say you love me. Baya chuckled and looked at him. She held his face. I love you more than you can imagine. Not many men could resist their desires. He was one of them. He wanted it so much and she was ready. He ran to the bathroom alone. She saw how much he loved her. She just wanted to love him more. Xing Buhua replied, his frown deepening. I'm going to be 3 months old soon. When that time comes, it'll be okay. You don't have to endure so much. Baya blushed. Xing Buhua answered again, looking at her with a deep gaze. There was too much meaning in that look. She couldn't understand it. She felt that he had something on his mind. She asked in confusion. What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? If only I knew you earlier. Xing Buhua sighed. I'll definitely let you suffer less. Baya smiled. Sometimes when I'm lying in bed, I think that if only I knew you earlier, then maybe we could have had less suffering and we could have a happy life with our child. But then I thought about it. Maybe we knew each other long ago and you didn't like me at all. We just passed each other. Besides, with my status, your parents still wouldn't agree. You were just a child then, and you wouldn't be so determined. You wouldn't have been so resolute, and I wouldn't have loved you so deeply. I might have hated you at such a young age, and we might have never met again. Time has its own trajectory, and things don't develop overnight. If your adoptive father hadn't died, he wouldn't have told you the secret. In other words, even if we still loved each other and had many children, today's situation would still happen. Because if I had known you earlier, I might not have become a discipline inspector, nor would I have studied psychology, nor would I have been so strong and determined. Right now it's just right? I can try my best to catch up with you, and we can advance side by side. You can always convince me. Xing Buhua was impatient. He hugged Baya again. Baya pushed him away. Alright, if you don't go out now, Lin Shulan will think that something happened to me. You hide in the bathroom. Okay. Xing Buhua walked into the washroom. Baya smiled and opened the door. Lin Shulan stood outside worriedly. Shulan, I want to eat in the room. Bring the food in. I'm a little hungry. Remember to eat more. Baya ordered. Yes, madam. How are you? Lin Shulan looked at Baya's face. I'm fine, but I don't want to go out today. It's a little cold, Baya said with a smile. Her phone rang. It was Su Changhe. Damn, I forgot about my appointment with Su Changhe again. Answer. Senior. Ha 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 ha, Baya, you're really, ha 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 ha, so considerate. Su Changhe laughed wildly. Baya could tell that Su Changhe was in a good mood. Considerate? Did he mean that she wouldn't disturb him? Haha, then she was really considerate. I saw you and your sister reconcile yesterday. Do you still want to develop in a country? Baya asked. We had sex yesterday, Su Changhe said proudly. Didn't it happen long ago? On that dark and windy night when you were drunk. Baya heard everything yesterday. That doesn't count. I don't remember. Last night, my sister was willing. She didn't say it hurt. Su Changhe shared happily. Baya's face turned red. She was happy to share her professional knowledge with Su Changhe. As for the sex, she didn't want it. Congratulations. So you've decided to go back? Baya scratched her head. I'm not going back. My sister wants to stay in a land with me. Moreover, my parents won't agree to our current situation. I'm going to get married in a land and have a few children before going back. By then, my parents will give up. Awesome, but you're an overseas Chinese. Are you going to get married in a country? Baya didn't understand. Yes, I can. I'll finish the formalities. Well, can you tell Mu Xiaoxue when he's free? Su Changhe finally got down to business. I'll call him now. I'll call you when I'm ready. Baya said. She hung up and called Mu Xiaoxue directly. Mu Xiaoxue answered after 2 rings. I'm sorry. I'm still in the car. I wanted to come back yesterday, but there were no tickets left. It doesn't matter. Let's meet at the Michelin restaurant in Shuiyu International at noon tomorrow. It's my treat. Baiya said readily. How can it be your treat? Of course it's my treat. I haven't seen you for a long time. Without you, the reputation of the research institute has plummeted. I can't take many cases anymore. Mu Xiaoxue nagged. I still owe you a lot. You can sort it out. I'll be free before the spring festival. Baiya smiled. Oh yeah. I came out to handle a big case this time. It's very tricky. The murderer has a high IQ and super strong psychological quality. There are almost no flaws. He has already killed 4 people in the serial murder case. It's estimated that he will continue to do so. Mu Xiaoxue complained. Okay. You can submit the documents tomorrow. My senior brother is also here. Let's discuss it together. Oh yeah. I love you. I love you so much. Moi. Mu Xiaoxue hung up the phone excitedly. Baiya put away her phone. A video appeared in front of her. Xing Buhua was standing in front of her. Baiya was so scared that she almost dropped her phone. She pushed Xing Buhua to the bathroom. Lin Shulan will come soon. What if he sees you? Who were you talking to on the phone just now? Xing Buhua asked with jealousy in his eyes. He didn't hide his displeasure at all. Mu Xiaoxue. My senior brother is going to open a clinic in a company. I'm the middleman. Baiya explained. He loves you. Xing Buhua frowned. I heard that. Baiya burst into laughter. Her heart was full of sweetness. That's his pet phrase. I guess the number of women he loves can be several trucks. He doesn't love me that way. I'm just a colleague. I owe him a favor. You know. Xing Buhua was still looking at her. He said with some annoyance. Baiya, I want to lock you up at home. Those people are not blind. Chapter 528. Xing Buhua paused and understood what she meant. His heart was beating so fast that it felt like it was going to jump out of his throat. It was a new and special feeling. I've kept it in my heart, Xing Buhua said with a smile. He heard the footsteps getting closer and closer. A sharp glint flashed across his eyes. He jumped and hid behind the bed. Lin Shulan pushed the door open and almost bumped into him. Baiya took a deep breath and took the tray from Lin Shulan. Let me do it. Madam, are you really okay? Lin Shulan was still looking at Baiya's face worriedly. I'm fine. You can leave first. You don't have to wake me. I'll be down at dinner time, Baiya said. Oh, Lin Shulan replied. Baiya put the dishes on the desk and locked the door. Luckily you're sharp. Otherwise you'd have been discovered, Baiya said to Xing Buhua with a smile. Xing Buhua locked his eyes on her and didn't speak. Many thoughts were brewing in his mind. We have to live like this for at least 2 years. When we pull Sheng Dongqing down, we'll get married again. You can marry me again. Baiya pursed her lips and smiled. I think I've married you many times. But we've never had a wedding. I owe you, Xing Buhua said. It's okay. I don't care about that. As long as we're happy, Baiya said with a smile. She passed him the chopsticks. There's only one pair. You can eat first. I'll feed you. You're pregnant with my child. Xing Buhua looked at her unnoticeable belly. A strange look flashed across his eyes. I've thought of it. Baiya opened the wine cabinet. There was a spoon tied to the milk carton she bought in the supermarket. She could use it now. Xing Buhua looked at her from behind. His lips curled up and he took a deep breath. His phone rang. When he saw that it was Xing Shang's call, his eyes turned cold and he picked it up. Where are you? Don't forget that we still have things to do today, Xing Shang urged. Forget about that. I'm with Baiya now, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Xing Shang paused for 3 seconds and said in a sharp voice, I think you're crazy. I love her, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baiya turned around and looked at Xing Buhua. When she met his affectionate eyes, she realized that he was referring to her. She blushed. You're really crazy. We agreed that it wasn't like this. Xing Shang's breathing quickened. I'm sorry. After seeing her, I couldn't help myself. I don't want to be separated from her. After I get rid of Sheng Dongcheng, I'll marry her. As for the rest, we'll discuss it when I come back tomorrow. Xing Buhua didn't wait for Xing Shang to speak and hung up the phone. Are you okay? If you have something to do, you can leave now, Baiya said. Xing Buhua hugged Baiya. I was going to see Huarue today, but I don't want to go. Who's Huarue? Baiya didn't know this person. Do you know who Shen Yiyan's wife is? Xing Buhua asked. Baiya shook her head. I only know that she's a very powerful person with a very powerful background. Shen Yiyan married her to stabilize his power. You know that country M is a neutral country, right? Because of their advanced weapons and the best mercenary team, they have a very powerful position in the world. Baiya nodded. She had heard about this from Alan. Alan even wanted to introduce her to these organizations. And the royal family of this country is surnamed Hua. Shen Yiyan's wife, Hua Zixing, is a princess of the royal family. Although she's not as noble as a princess, she comes from a family of weapons. Her father has a very powerful position in the world. Huarue is her sister, Xing Buhua explained. So Xing Shang asked you to marry her? Baiya guessed. Xing Buhua nodded. I rejected him. Xing Shang was very angry. Baiya lowered her eyes and hugged Xing Buhua. Her heart ached for Lu Shuang. I'll love you even more. Xing Buhua smiled. Just don't make me angry. Baiya chuckled. She looked up at him. Let's hurry up and eat before it gets cold. Okay. During the meal, Baiya's phone rang. Xing Buhua looked at her phone. It was Shen Yiyan's. He relaxed a little. Baiya answered the call in front of Xing Buhua. She had nothing to hide from him. Baiya, Su Jieran disappeared. Do you know about it? Shen Yiyan went straight to the point. Baiya put down her chopsticks. She glanced at Xing Buhua and said in a low voice, It doesn't matter to you whether he disappeared or not. Have you been paying attention to him? Don't you think it's strange that his mother disappeared right after she passed away? In fact, that's why I don't think it's strange. I think you should know the reason, given your intelligence. Shen Yiyan paused. 3 seconds later, she asked, Are you saying that my parents have something to do with his mother's death? The correct way to put it is to do with your parents and Sheng Dongcheng. Sheng Dongcheng planted someone in Sujieran. He vaguely knew that Xiongdani had some unknown evidence. No one knew what the evidence was. Sheng Dongcheng told your parents and encouraged them. Then your parents killed them. Sheng Dongcheng told Sujieran all this. Sujieran's power and status were given by your father. If he didn't leave, he would be dead. You should know your parents, Baiya said coldly. Xing Buhua didn't look good. He didn't know why, but when he heard the name Sujieran, he felt extremely uncomfortable. Do you know where he is? Shen Yiyan asked. I don't know. He won't tell me, Baiya said with certainty. Doesn't Gu Lingqing have the third eye? Can he help me find him? Shen Yiyan said worriedly. Shen Yiyan also has the third eye. I'm afraid it won't be easy to find him. I'll send someone to your side to borrow the third eye. Is that okay? Shen Yiyan's tone was very tough. Baiya hesitated. If she didn't agree, she would have to rely on Shen Yiyan to get into the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the cabinet. She definitely wouldn't be able to get in. If she agreed, the third eye was too powerful. If Sujieran was found, he would definitely die. Xing Buhua opened the drawer and took out a pen and paper. He wrote on the paper, Agree to him. Baiya took a deep breath. Okay. I'll tell Leng Shuai later. Send someone over. Tell Leng Shuai now. My person is on the way to the military now, Shen Yiyan said anxiously. Okay. Baiya hung up the phone. Are you worried about Sujieran? Xing Buhua said in a bad tone. Sujieran is in the same boat with us now. If the lips die, the teeth will be interdependent, Baiya explained. Xing Buhua looked at her with drooping eyes. His eyes were cold. I don't need the help of my rival in love. Sure. Chapter 529. Sujieran would be very helpful as a teammate, but he would also be very dangerous as an enemy. She didn't want him to have another enemy, and she didn't want to lose him either. She called Leng Shuai. Leng Shuai, this is Baiya. Sujieran has gone missing. and Shen Yen has sent someone to the military. He hopes that we can help him find Su Jieran using the eye of the sky. So should we help or not? Leng Shuai asked. Let him investigate, Bai Ye said in a low voice. We'll wait and see. Got it. Leng Shuai hung up. Bai Ye lowered her head and ate, her mind in a rush. Xing Buhua picked up the fish bones and placed the fish in her bowl. Bai Ye looked up at him. He had given up on Hua Rui for her. Love should be mutual. I won't work with him anymore. What he does is his business. I just need to know what I should do. Xing Buhua patted her head. That's a good girl. 3 in the afternoon. There was a knock on the door. Bai Ye opened the door and blocked it. She asked Lin Shulan, what's wrong? Madam, look at the internet. Lin Shulan reminded her. Okay. Bai Ye closed the door, locked it, and turned on the computer. The headlines of all the major websites were bombarded. Su Jieran had posted the surveillance footage of him and Sheng Dongqing. In the video, he questioned Sheng Dongqing angrily. My maid is your subordinate. You know that my mother has evidence of you and Shenao's crimes. You killed my mother. How is that possible? Why would I kill my subordinate's mother? Besides, how could your mother have evidence of me? It was Shenao. I advised him to let your mother go. After all, she had been with him for so many years, but he insisted on killing her. Sheng Dongqing said without thinking. Shenao? How is that possible? He loved my mother very much. He loved your mother very much, so he asked his wife to kill your mother. You are trying to sow discord. I know you too well. You want to frame Shenao and his wife, right? Su Jieran said in disbelief. I'll show you the video. Sheng Dongqing took out his phone. On the screen were videos taken by Su Jieran on Sheng Dongqing's phone. Shenao's wife was extremely cruel. It could be seen that Su Jieran was very emotional at that time. The camera was flashing. If it wasn't for the fact that he had to film it, he probably couldn't bear to watch it anymore. After filming, Su Jieran said, I'm going to kill him. All the recordings stopped there. Su Jieran was indeed very scheming. He purposely dropped this sentence. Even if he failed to assassinate Shenao would definitely die. However, now that the video was released, Shenao was basically done for. Sheng Dongqing's reputation would drop even further. Xing Buhua looked at the screen coldly. His gaze shifted to Bai Ye's face. Are you touched? Bai Ye came back to her senses and looked at Xing Buhua. Huh. Xing Buhua knocked her head. Try being touched if you dare. He did it to avenge his mother, not for you. Bai Ye knew that he was throwing a tantrum. She smiled and said, I know. Xing Buhua frowned slightly. He wasn't happy. You're right. Even if I had appeared earlier, you might not have fallen for me. I really should thank Su Jieran for being unreliable in the past. He walked towards the door. Bai Ye's heart skipped a beat. She hugged him from behind. What's wrong? I'm angry with myself. You don't have to care about me. Xing Buhua said irritably. Bai Ye walked in front of him, and guess what he was angry about? She said gently. When the tiger is not around, the cat is the king. There's no choice. You're too strong, so you've become a thorn in everyone's side. Your every move is being watched. It's the same as playing basketball. No matter how strong you are, it'll be hard for you to break through. But it's different with Su Jieran. He's Sheng Dongqing's man. It'll be easier for him to get evidence. Don't be angry with yourself. Xing Buhua's gaze softened. I'm trying to win over the main camp now. I want to make sure that I'll be the president in 2 years. I'm only worried that you'll be snatched away by others. It seems that my opponents are all very strong. Bai Ye laughed. My heart is with you. Do you think I'll be snatched away so easily? I'll die if I get snatched away. Don't worry. Xing Buhua pinched her nose. You're so good at talking. All the more I can't leave you. Bai Ye hugged him. Then don't leave. You promised me that you'll leave tomorrow. Xing Buhua replied. After dinner, Bai Ye leaned on Xing Buhua's body and watched the television. The two of them were together. Even watching the television made their hearts feel especially sweet. At the same time, they felt that time flew by. It was midnight. I'm leaving, Xing Buhua said. Bai Ye couldn't bear to leave him. She held his hand and refused to let go. Xing Buhua smiled. I'll come back tomorrow morning. My car should be almost ready. Only then did Baya let go of his hand. She opened the door and watched him quickly enter the library. When she turned back, she saw Lin Shulan standing at the corner, looking at Baya. Baya was shocked. She pulled Lin Shulan into the room and instructed, "You can't tell anyone about this. Can you promise?" "Madam, that person looks like Chief, but he's already dead." "Don't be fooled," Lin Shulan said worriedly. Baya frowned. "I know what I'm doing. Remember not to tell anyone, not even a word." Lin Shulan pursed his lips. He didn't agree immediately. His eyes were red. Chief will be sad if he knows. Baya guessed what Lin Shulan was thinking. "Shulan, it's not what you think. I promise you that I will only love your chief. Other than Gu Lingqing, I won't fall in love with anyone else. So, can you promise me that you won't tell anyone?" Baya asked. Lin Shulan nodded. Baya patted her shoulder. "Go back and rest. Don't think too much." Lin Shulan nodded. He walked into the room with his head down. Baya stared at Lin Shulan. She had to move her bedroom into the library. It would be fine if she was discovered by Lin Shulan. Lin Shulan was very loyal. If it was accidentally known by others, she would not know how to explain it. Secondly, what if it happened to be a spy? She went back to her room and saw Xing Buhua taking off his pajamas on the sofa. She picked them up and went to the bathroom to wash them. She used an iron to dry them and put them back in the closet. Then she lay back on the bed and went to sleep. Her phone rang. She thought it was Xing Buhua. When she opened it, she realized it was an unknown number. "I'm Su Jiran. Are you asleep?" Baya thought for a while and replied, "Everyone is looking for you now." Shen Yan made a move. "I think my phone's signal is locked. You better not contact me." Chapter 530. Baya was so shocked that she sat up. She had found the evidence. "What is it?" She texted him back. "Some intimate photos of her and Shen Ao. There are no photos of Sheng Dongcheng. I will choose some of them and put them online tomorrow. The original place is where she adopted me." Baya could tell that he was in a bad mood. She took a deep breath and said, "Su Jiran, when Shen Ao is overthrown, go abroad. I will ask Alan to help. You and Sheng Dongcheng don't have a deep grudge. You don't have to be dragged into this. If he didn't tell Shen Ao that my mother has the evidence, Shen Ao wouldn't have done this. I know what to do. Thank you, Baya. You are still thinking about me at this time." Baya looked at the message from Su Jiran and felt guilty. She was not thinking about him, but she really hoped that he would leave and live his life again. She didn't reply to him and deleted all the messages. She lay on the bed and thought for a while before calling Leng Shuai. "I hope I didn't disturb you," Baya said apologetically. "No, I haven't slept yet. Did you do what happened to Shen Ao?" "It was Su Jiran. I called to ask about Shen Ao. What's the situation now?" Baya asked. According to the normal procedure, the technical department has already authenticated the video. Many people have been sent out. The prosecutor's office, the court, the disciplinary committee, and the military committee. As far as I know, they are looking for Sheng Dongqing now. Shen Ao and his wife have been arrested. Shen Yan has also avoided them. They are all waiting anxiously for a reply. What do you think we should do? Leng Shuai asked. Have you seen the direction of the public opinion? Baya asked. Yes, they are all against Shen Ao and his wife. Then we don't have to do anything. After all, Shen Ao was defeated this time, but Sheng Dongqing won't. Let's wait and see. Baya thought for a while and said, All right, I'll inform you once I receive the latest news. Also, madam, did the chief come to see you? Leng Shuai asked worriedly. I did, but Lin Shulan saw it. I didn't tell Lin Shulan. I just told her not to say anything. After all, Sheng Dongqing's men are still in the military. If we can't find them, it will be a disaster, Baya said in a low voice. About the psychological test, when do you think you have time? Baya sighed softly. There were too many unexpected situations. She had yet to settle this matter. I'll finish all the test papers in the next few days. Remember to remind me. All right then, madam, you should rest first. Yes. Baya lay on the bed, tossing and turning, but she still couldn't fall asleep. She told herself that she couldn't do this, but the more awake her mind was, the more she didn't want to sleep. She only fell asleep at 4 or 5 in the morning. She was woken up by the ringing of her phone. She looked at the time. It was already 10 o'clock. She answered the call. Baya, where do you want to meet? Mu Xiaoyan asked. Yes, let's meet at the International Hotel in a country. There's a good Western restaurant nearby. It's my treat. See you in an hour and a half. Oh, okay. Baya sent a text message to Su Changhe. She quickly brushed her teeth and washed her face. Then, she asked Lin Shulan to drive her. Lin Shulan looked at Baya uncomfortably. While driving, he looked at Baya in the rearview mirror from time to time. He wanted to say something but stopped. What do you want to say? Baya asked. Lin Shulan shook his head. Ask away. You can't do it in this state. Other people will see the clues, Baya said coldly. The chief just died. Lin Shulan said the first half of the sentence. He's not dead. If he's dead, I won't live alone. Do you understand? Baya said in a low voice. Lin Shulan's eyes lit up with hope. He was happy. So, the person yesterday was the chief. I understand. No wonder he appeared as soon as the chief died. I knew it. The chief couldn't have died. He's an invincible god. Remember to keep it a secret. Don't show it. Otherwise he'll be in danger. Baya reminded him. I promise. I swear. I won't say it even if I have to die, Lin Shulan said with certainty. Okay. When she arrived at the International Hotel, Su Changhe was already there. He was holding a phone at the door. They hadn't seen each other for 2 years. Time didn't leave any trace on his face. He was still the elegant Mu Xiaoyan. Mu Xiaoyan also looked at her a few times. However, he didn't recognize that she was Baya. He still looked at the road and looked at the time on his watch. Baya walked to him and smiled. What's wrong? Do you need help? Mu Xiaoyan said softly. Baya looked at his slender white hand. Are you in love? Mu Xiaoyan paused and frowned slightly. You. Baya, long time no see, Xiaosheng. Baya said. No way. Did you have plastic surgery? Didn't you look good in the past? Mu Xiaoyan was surprised. You're not lying to me, are you? Baya smiled. We met on the train. I was in a bad mood then. You came to play mind games with me, and I told you about your divorce. Mu Xiaoyan believed her. He pointed at Baya. Nyo, where's the person you want to introduce me? I'll call him down. Baya made a call. Senior, he's coming down. We're all at the door. After saying that, she hung up. Mu Xiaoyan looked at her. Can you tell me how you know that I'm in love? You smell like a woman's cosmetics. You came back yesterday, but you contacted me at 10 o'clock. It's not your style. Unless you have a clingy girlfriend, and you're willing to let her be clingy. Mu Xiaoyan gave a thumbs up. Awesome. It's been 2 years, but you're still familiar with me. I just need your help. We'll talk when we get to the Western restaurant. I'll do my best. Su Changhe came downstairs, his face beaming. Baya smiled. Where is she? Still sleeping. She was exhausted last night. I asked her to rest. Su Changhe said with a smile. Why did she feel that he was deliberately showing off? Su Changhe, I know you. You came to a country for a seminar before. I also attended it. But you may not have any impression of me. Mu Xiaoyan said with a smile. Baya shrugged. It seems that I don't need to introduce you. You can get to the main topic. In the Western restaurant, Mu Xiaoyan and Su Changhe chatted in full swing. Baya quietly flipped through the materials brought by Mu Xiaoyan. After Mu Xiaoyan finished talking about her admiration for Su Changhe and bragged about the research institute, she listened to Su Changhe's thoughts and hit it off. He glanced at the materials in Baya's hands and said to Su Changhe, this case is really destructive. The police are suppressing it. The eyeballs of the 4 victims were dug out, their faces were scratched, and all their fingers were cut off. The missing tissues have not been found. Chapter 531. The police have found out that the first case was committed 10 years ago. The victim was a 5th grader. He drowned and gouged out his eyes, disfigured his face, and severed his fingers. It happened in Yulong City. The second case happened 5 years ago in Songbei City, which is 200 kilometers away from Yulong City. The victim was a high school student. He went missing on his way home at night and was found dead by the river. He was also drowned, but his body was found to be laced with drugs such as barbiturate. The third case happened last month in Tonglin City. The victim was a teacher. He died at home over the weekend, drowned in the bathtub, still laced with drugs. His fingers were cut off, and his eyes were gouged out. However, his face was not scratched. The police suspect that it was a copycat. There was a big difference in characteristics. Don't worry. The fourth case happened this Tuesday, also in Tonglin City. The victim was a male, a senior executive of a company. He died by a small lake in the wilderness. He was drowned as well, laced with drugs. His fingers were cut off, his eyes were gouged out, and his face was scratched. The similarities between these 4 cases were that there were no witnesses, no fingerprints at the scene, and no tools were left behind. The murderer was smart to drown, which reduced a lot of evidence. The police said that the murderer might have left Tonglin City. Moreover, the crime method is very mature. Coupled with Gao Fei's antisocial personality, the murders are random, and it's very dangerous, Mu Xiaoyan explained. Can we catch him if there are no surveillance cameras? Su Changha asked. The murderer is really smart. There are no surveillance cameras in the locations he chose. Mu Xiaoyan was at a loss. Xiaosheng, if I help you solve this case, I need you to make this information public. Is that okay? Bai greeted. Of course. The case has been solved, so it doesn't matter if we make it public. However, since it hasn't been destroyed yet, it's better not to make it public. It will make the public panic. He looked at the information. What do you think, expert Su? I'm not as good at criminal psychology as Baiya. Baiya, tell me about it first. Su Changha asked Baiya. Baiya tapped her fingers on the table. A murderer with a high IQ has excellent patience. After a long period of observation and tracking, the murderer is able to track the target. We might not be able to find the videos from 5 or 10 years ago, but we can find the videos from last month and this month, especially near the school, the company, the road. As long as it's related to the victim, we can find it. The police thought so too. They looked at the 5 days before and after the incident, and didn't find anyone special. There were some others, but they didn't find any problems, Mu Xiaoxue said dejectedly. About 30. He was a self-employed businessman with free time. He had lived in Jade Dragon, Pine and Cypress and Paulownia forests. Possible businesses include stationery stores, boutiques, restaurants, or mobile stalls near the school. It could be barbecue, fruit, or small accessories in stationery stores. You can check in this direction. In addition, judging from the modus operandi, cutting off the fingers, digging out the glasses, and shaving the face, it was related to the murderer's past. This matter was related to the school, or perhaps it was related to studies. The murderer used to be a person with good grades. Due to various reasons he didn't go to university, Baiya said, squinting. Mu Xiaoxue was very surprised. Baiya, can you tell me how you know all this? You even know that he didn't go to university. Through logical processing and reasonable assumptions, he doesn't have a girlfriend, is strong, and would wear a hat or a mask. Baiya paused and took the information from Su Changha's hands. Mu Xiaoxue, give me the information. I'll tell you who the murderer is in 3 days. Are you sure you can tell me who the murderer is in 3 days? Mu Xiaoxue was a little skeptical. Baiya nodded. I'm sure. Oh, then I'll wait for your good news. Mu Xiaoxue could only rely on Baiya now. After dinner, Baiya called Lung Luan on the way back. I'll send you the photos of the deceased later. Mainly check if there's a man in his 30s near the deceased wearing a cap or a mask. He's a distance away from the deceased and tried to hide in an inconspicuous corner, but he's walking the same route as the deceased, Baiya reminded. Got it. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll send the photos and photo processing to your email. Thank you. Baiya leaned on the chair and closed her eyes to rest. She didn't sleep enough, so her head was heavy. After a while she fell asleep. She only opened her eyes when the car returned to the villa. Shulan, help me do two things. First, I want to go fishing by the lake in the afternoon. Second, help me temporarily put my bed in the study. The chief has been in the study all this time. Lin Shulan asked curiously. People who know fewer secrets usually live longer, Baya reminded. Oh, I got it. Baya entered the room and turned on her laptop. She still had to do a psychological test. After an hour, Lin Shulan set up the fishing platform. The tent, table, stove, and hot tea were exactly the same as when Gu Lingqing was still around. She laid down in the tent to design the psychological test. Lin Shulan sat in the tent, drinking hot water and looking at the buoy. What's that saying again? It feels so relaxing to cultivate for half a day. Yeah, Baya answered subconsciously. Her eyes were on the computer as she typed furiously. Lin Shulan leaned over to look. Madam, you're so smart. Do you know the answers to all these questions? What do you think? Baya asked. A person walks into an empty room, and there are 4 bottles of water in front of him. Red, white, black, and yellow. He has to drink one. Which one should he drink? D*MN I don't know. If it were me, I would choose the red one. Ha 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 ha. What's the answer to red? Lin Shulan asked. He asked casually. Baya raised the corner of her mouth. This is based on a paper. It's not based on a single question. It's based on the overall score. Oh, alright then. Baya glanced at the buoy. There's a fish. Hurry up and pull it up. Oh. Lin Shulan immediately lifted his fishing rod. It was a super big herring. I'm in luck. I'll just catch another one today, Baya said. I'll focus on fishing. Madam, you do what you need to do. Baya continued to design the questions. After a while, Lin Shulan caught a carp that weighed about half a kilogram. They went back first. The rest would be taken by the shadows or soldiers in the manor. Lin Shulan prepared the herring and started to prepare dinner. Baya made the head of the herring into a steamed fish head with chopped peppers. The tail and 1/3 of the fish were braised. 1/3 of the fish was cut into very fine slices and made into boiled fish. The other 1/3 was marinated and steamed. The carp was also prepared. She cooked a carp tofu sausage soup. Chapter 532. Baya was in a difficult position. Gu Lingqing came too late and the weather was cold. If he came to eat, the food would have turned cold. Baya was afraid that he would get a stomachache. Lin Shulan, help me prepare an induction cooker secretly. Put it in the library and don't let anyone find out, Baya said. Lin Shulan understood. She was doing so much because the bureau chief was coming over tonight. She smiled. I promise I'll complete the task. At night, Song Shiyu came back exhausted. Mom, is everything okay in the company? Baya asked worriedly. Song Shiyu smiled and shook her head. Don't worry, I can solve it. What's wrong? Baya sensed something was wrong. Recently, there was a problem with a batch of goods and they were returned. The company's technical department has already gone to Country M to find out what the problem is, Song Shiyu said. Do we need to compensate them? Baya asked thoughtfully. It depends on the result of the negotiation and the problem with the goods, Song Shiyu frowned. Mom, what's the market value of our company? There are many companies under the Gu Corporation. If we add them up, it should be more than 200 billion. What's wrong? Song Shiyu asked, puzzled. Can we use some of the money for charity? For example, to build schools, hospitals, orphanages, nurseries for left-behind children and so on. If it's for charity, of course I'll support it, Song Shiyu said without hesitation. Also, this is a critical period. You know what happened to Shen Ao? This time, the Shen family is probably done for. We have to be more careful. The more we do, the easier it is for others to take advantage of us, Baya suggested. Song Shiyu nodded. I have the same idea too. I want to use charity as an opportunity to sell some of the businesses overseas that are difficult to control. This way, I can relax and the Gu Corporation will be safer. There's always money to be made. What I want is the safety of our family. Okay, thank you, Mom, Baya said sincerely. She knew that Song Shiyu was actually a reasonable person. I really want to be your daughter-in-law a few years earlier. Song Shiyu smiled as well. In the past, I was blinded by your status. I'm sorry. No, I know you accepted me 2 years ago. Let's not talk about this. Mom, I made a lot of fish today. The fish was caught in our lake. It's especially delicious. Have a taste. Okay. Song Shiyu's eyes were moist. In the middle of the meal, Leng Shuai called. Baiya quickly picked up the call. Madam, there are 2 things. Firstly, your men have found 3 suspects and they have been sent to your email. Take a look. Secondly, Shen Ao and his wife are being held captive. They won't talk about it. They said that they will only talk when Shen Ian interrogates them, Leng Su reported. Did Shen Ian interrogate them? Baiya asked. Yes, Shen Ao denied everything about killing Xiong Dani. He said that it was a false accusation. Then he and his wife committed suicide, Leng Su said. Suicide? Baiya frowned. How did they commit suicide? Shen Ao and his wife smeared poison on their neckline. They had planned to commit suicide. What did Sheng Dongqing say? Wasn't he called for questioning? He also said that it wasn't him. Someone pretended to be him. His testimony is the same as Shen Ao's. Baiya understood. The Shen family and the Sheng family have been working together for so many years. They have done so many bad things. If one of them dies, the other will not be able to protect him. Shen Ao and Sheng Dongqing had already discussed it before they went in. They reached some kind of agreement. Shen Ao and his wife died to protect the reputation of the Shen family. What should we do now? Leng Su asked. Baiya twitched the corner of her mouth. Shen Ao protected Shen Ian, but he couldn't protect Sheng Dongqing. Since Shen Ao and his wife are dead, the Shen family will let them go for now. Now it's time to fight back against Sheng Dongqing. I'm ready and waiting. Leng Su saluted. Okay. Baiya hung up the phone. Song Shiyu asked. Shen Ao and his wife are dead. I think so. Song Shiyu sighed. Her eyes dimmed and she lowered her head to eat. Baiya could tell that she was a little sad. She held her hand. Our family will be fine. Okay. Song Shiyu responded with a faint smile. After dinner, Baiya sent the suspect's photo to Mu Xiaoyan. Then she designed a psychological test in her room. Lin Shulan arranged a bed for Baiya in the library. When Shen Yian called, Baiya had a bad feeling. She frowned slightly and picked up the call. I'm sorry, Baiya. I can't let you enter the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the cabinet. Shen Yian's voice was low and shrouded in sadness. You don't want to deal with Sheng Dongqing anymore? Baiya blurted out. Shen Yian was silent on the other side. I believe that with your intelligence, you should be able to tell that it was Sheng Dongqing's plan. He deliberately encouraged your parents to kill Xiong Dani, took a video and told Su Jiran to release the video. As for your parents' death, Baiya continued. What role did you play in the whole incident? Shen Yian asked. Baiya felt a chill down her spine. My people were wrongly accused of killing Xiong Dani. I need to find out the truth. Baiya, there are no eternal enemies or eternal friends in the world. There are only eternal interests. I know what everyone has done, and what role they play. You have something you need to protect, and so do I. I don't want to treat you as an enemy. Don't force me, Shen Yian said in a low voice. What about your conscience? Doesn't your conscience feel pain? You hurt others unscrupulously just to protect what you need to protect. You built the glory of the Shen family on the pain of others? This is the world. The strong survive, Shen Yian said stubbornly. You deserve that. You can't get Lu Shuang. You don't deserve her at all, Baiya blurted out. There was silence on the other side of Shen Yian. Baiya wanted to hang up the phone, but she held back and took a deep breath. I need to enter the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the cabinet. I promise you. I will only deal with Sheng Dongqing, not you. For the stability of the country, Baiya, stop. If Gu Lingqing is still alive, he will not continue to take revenge, Shen Yian said in a low voice. I don't understand. How can I destroy the stability of the country when I deal with a heinous person? Baiya said angrily. There is turmoil in the country and turmoil abroad. The Gu family's goods in the M country have problems. It is a good reaction. The stronger the country, the stronger the international position. It will have many effects. Baya could see that Shenian was not going to help. It was useless to say more. Do you still need to find Su Jieran? No need. What I want now is stability. I'm sorry, Shenian said and hung up the phone. Chapter 533. The more she thought about it, the angrier she got. Shenian's sudden betrayal meant that many of her plans couldn't be carried out. She covered her head and closed her eyes. She opened her eyes and looked at Gu Lingqing's photo on the table. She should be calm. Being impulsive and hot-tempered couldn't solve any problems. She checked the surveillance. Lin Shulan had already put the bed in the library. He even made a screen and a gauze curtain for her. She got up and went to the library with her laptop. Madam, call me if you need anything, Lin Shulan said. Baya nodded and put the laptop on the desk. She turned on some light music, chose a book about psychology, and flipped through it casually. 10 minutes later, she calmed down and continued to design the psychological test. Before she knew it, it was past midnight. Baya walked behind the bookshelf and looked at the entrance to the secret passage on the ceiling. Would Gu Lingqing come today? She looked down and turned around. She heard a voice on the ceiling and looked up. Hi. Xing Buhua smiled and greeted her. He jumped down from the ceiling. You must have waited for a long time. I thought you wouldn't come today. Baya reached out and hugged him. Silly girl, I have to come if there are no special circumstances. You will be worried if I don't come. By the way, if you are in a hurry you can call me. Xing Buhua rubbed her shoulders and said. Shenao is in such a serious situation. I'm afraid that my phone's signal will be tracked. It's not good to contact you. Xing Buhua looked at her with drooping eyes and the corners of his mouth turned up slightly. I have a very sensible wife. I have a husband who works very hard, Baya said softly. I will bring a phone for you tomorrow. The phone number is virtual. The signal goes to a foreign server first and then to my phone. No one can track it. Then can you contact your current phone number? Baya asked. I also need to change to a virtual signal. I will also get a new one tomorrow. We can communicate with each other without fear, Xing Buhua said with a smile. Baya sighed. I can't go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Cabinet. Shenian won't let me. If there are no special circumstances, I will come over every day to accompany you. I will be there for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so don't worry. As for the Cabinet, Hua Zixing is the boss. If you want to enter, I'm afraid you will have to go through her. If she agrees, Shenian won't be able to say anything. Shenian has a strong personality. Hua Zixing will listen to him. There's no hurry. I have other things to do. Are you hungry? I made a lot of fish and asked Lin Shulan to prepare an induction cooker. Let's have supper first. Baya held Xing Buhua's hand and walked away. Lin Shulan knows about me? Xing Buhua asked suspiciously. She saw you when you left yesterday. I couldn't hide it anymore. That's good too. With her as a cover, we will be safer. Xing Buhua didn't blame her. Baya heated up the dishes. Xing Buhua looked at her deeply without blinking. Xiaoya, how much longer? You are already 3 months pregnant? Baya blushed. Half a month. How about this? If you want. Before she could say anything, he lowered his head, captured her lips, and kissed her deeply. Baya closed her eyes and responded gently. He looked at her, his hand still holding the back of her head. What should I do? What? Baya didn't understand. The more beautiful you are, the more I don't want to hurt you. Baya chuckled. How could you possibly hurt me? Xing Buhua smiled. Yes, I will never hurt you. I don't want to drink your fish soup at all. After dinner, Baya and Xing Buhua were lying on the bed. She saw that he seemed to be in a hurry, and seemed to be thinking about some difficult problem. What's wrong? Something on your mind? Baya asked with her head propped up. I have a friend. His friend went to a faraway place and asked him to take care of his wife. Then my friend fell in love with his friend's wife. He felt very distressed and asked me what he should do. Xiaoya, you study psychology. What do you think he should do? Xing Buhua asked solemnly. Does that person's wife love your friend? Baya asked. The one she loved should be her husband, but her husband died. He didn't dare to tell his friend's wife. He was afraid that she would be sad. So he quietly protected and accompanied her, Xing Buhua said sadly. Baya felt a little uncomfortable. Who is that friend you're talking about? Zhu Changhao. You know him too, Xing Buhua said. Him. Baya lowered her eyes and heaved a sigh of relief. I think that if he dies, we should let that girl know the truth. That girl will commit suicide if she knows the truth. He wants to accompany her. Maybe when she knows the truth, the pain will be less, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. If you die, I'd rather be with you sooner than later than to wait alone in this world, Baya said softly. Xing Buhua twitched his lips, and there was a flash of sadness in his eyes. Go to sleep. You must have been tired waiting for me during the day. Baya was indeed a little tired. Tomorrow there would be a few more battles. She needed to rest. She hugged Xing Buhua and found a comfortable position in his arms to sleep. Xing Buhua looked at her deeply for a long time. When Baya woke up, Xing Buhua was already gone. She looked at the time on her phone. It was already 10:20 in the morning. There were several calls from Alan, Leng Shuo, Shiniyan, and Sheng Dongqing. Sheng Dongqing actually called her. She didn't receive so many calls. Gu Lingqing must have muted her phone. Sure enough, Baya called Leng Shuo as she walked out. Madam, everything has been done according to plan. They are already in our military base. Do you want to arrest them now? Leng Shuo asked. Follow the normal procedure. Also, we must ensure the safety of our people. Also, send me all the relevant photos and I will handle the rest. Okay. Baya hung up and called Alan. I'm sorry. I just woke up and didn't hear your phone. It's okay. You are pregnant now. You should rest more. Did your people do anything yesterday? My factory was burnt down. Luckily, there were no casualties. How could I possibly implicate innocent people? I'll have to trouble you to put pressure on Interpol. I know what to do. We are at the airport now. We will take off in 45 minutes, Alan said gently. I owe you a lot. I will pay you back when I get the chance, Baya said gratefully. Alan smiled. Have you forgotten? I said that I did everything willingly. So, you don't have to pay me back. You didn't save me for benefits, right? Baya lowered her eyes. Thank you. After this is over, all your losses will be on me. Just take it as my sincerity. You are not allowed to reject me. I will feel guilty. Chapter 534. After returning Alan's call, she went to wash up. When she was brushing her teeth, her phone rang. It was Sheniyan, but she didn't pick it up. She put the phone aside and continued brushing her teeth. When she finished brushing her teeth, the phone stopped ringing. She washed her face again, held the sink, and looked at herself in the mirror. Baya, all the best. All the best, Baya. She picked up the phone, and her eyes became cold. She called Sheniyan back. Did you do it? Sheniyan questioned. What? Baya asked even though she already knew the answer. AI in clothing factory. There was a fire last night. 5 people died. Sheniyan was not calm. AI in clothing factory is owned by my friend. If I want to burn it down, it would be Sheng Dongqing's house. Did you call the wrong number? Baya said coldly. Sheng Dongqing said he didn't do it. He's in the limelight now. There's no need for that. Besides, the arsonist has been arrested by the military. If Sheng Dongqing did it, how could he be arrested? Besides, it's not appropriate for the military to arrest him. Sheniyan suppressed her anger. She asked, You believe Sheng Dongqing when he says he didn't do it. You don't believe me when I say I didn't do it? Since you don't believe me, go ahead and investigate. Just find out. Is there anything else? Baya said casually. Baya, that's 5 lives. 5 lives. You told me yesterday not to hurt innocent people. Now you're hurting innocent people. Which one is you? Sheniyan asked anxiously. Baya looked ahead with drooping eyes. Those who were burned to death were already dead. This was all part of the plan. You can question me after you find out that I did it. Don't start to convict me based on your assumptions. You don't have the right to do so. Besides, if you really love your country, you should cut ties with Sheng Dongqing. If you use him, you will die faster. Baya hung up the phone. He took a deep breath and took the initiative to call Sheng Dongcheng. Hello, how can I help you? Bitch, you tricked me. Sheng Dongcheng was furious. Baya pressed the record button calmly. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm warning you, get your people to withdraw the lawsuit immediately, or else I won't let you live to see tomorrow's sun. Sheng Dongcheng warned, his temper obvious. What do you mean by my people? Please make it clear. It was your people who set the fire. Don't tell me it wasn't. I've underestimated you. First, you got Su Jieran to betray me, and then you instigated my people to set the fire to frame me. You're quite a schemer. I think you're tired of living. Sheng Dongcheng said angrily. I don't know what you're talking about. You're dead. I'm telling you, you're dead. Sheng Dongcheng hung up the phone. Baya curled up the corner of her mouth. The more impatient Sheng Dongcheng was, the more likely he was to make mistakes. She returned to the library and sent the recording to Du Xinbua. She called him and ordered, publish that recording on all the apps and websites. I want it to be spread as soon as possible. The direction of public opinion is to punish Sheng Dongcheng. Got it. We'll see the results in an hour. Du Xinbua confirmed. Baya hung up the phone, designed the psychological test, and immersed herself in her own quiet world. An hour later, Lin Shulan ran over and said anxiously, Madam, bad news. Just now the sky eye caught several groups of people coming here. The chief is worried that you're in danger, so he asked me to take you away. No need. Baya said calmly and called Sheng Dongcheng. You're a mad dog. I told you I didn't kill Gu Lingqing. Why are you staring at me? Sheng Dongcheng was so angry that he was about to explode. I heard that several groups of people are coming here. Are they yours? Baya asked calmly. Sheng Dongcheng didn't say anything on the other side. Baya chuckled. Please allow me to remind you that it doesn't matter if I die. I'm an orphan and a widow. The person I love has left me. I've seen through life and death. However, as long as I die, everyone will know that you killed me. I'm Gu Lingqing's widow. Do you think you can live? You be ****. Do you believe that I can crush you into pieces? Of course I do. You're the high and mighty Sheng Dongcheng. I'm a defenseless, jobless, and ignorant woman. It's worth it to use me in exchange. Just come, Baya said indifferently. One day, I'll make you wish you were dead. Sheng Dongcheng smashed the phone. Lin Shulan was worried. Are you sure you're okay? No, I have to ask the chief to send more people here. It's really okay. I can handle it. Can we eat now? I'm hungry, Baya said and closed the computer. Yes, you can. Lin Shulan was still worried. Baya glanced at Lin Shulan and called Leng Shuai. She pressed the speaker and asked, Have those people gone back? I was just about to tell you that they're back now. Leng Shuai said. Did you get the photos? Those people were wearing masks. I couldn't see their faces clearly. Where did they come from? Follow them in case of emergency, Baya reminded. Understood. I'll send someone to do it. Baya hung up the phone. Are you at ease now? Madam is really capable. With just a phone call, Sheng Dongcheng's people returned. Lin Shulan heaved a sigh of relief and praised. That's not a good thing. He felt that he still had a chance to turn defeat into victory. That's why he endured it. Once he can't do anything about it, he'll drag a lot of people down with him. He's an extremely dangerous person, Baya judged. Then what should we do? Baya smiled. He doesn't win people over by virtue. When he loses everything, will there still be people willing to risk their lives for him? That makes sense. Anyway, as long as I'm alive, I won't let anything happen to Madam, Lin Shulan said as he tapped his shoulder. Go out. When Lin Shulan was preparing lunch, Baya checked the video. Nothing unusual happened. Her phone rang. It was the guard. She picked it up. What's up? Madam, a lady wants to see you. Lady? What's her name? She said her name is Ting. She's Xing Buhua's girlfriend, the guard reported. What? Baya was shocked. She frowned. Xing Buhua's girlfriend? Tell her to come in. Yes. Baya was more cautious. She called Xing Buhua. Why are you calling me at this time? Xing Buhua smiled gently. Do you know someone called Ting? Baya asked. I've never heard of her. What's up? She said she's your girlfriend. She wants to see me, Baya explained. Chapter 535. Okay, I got it. Baya was about to hang up. Xiaoya. Xing Buhua stopped her. I saw the conversation between you and Sheng Dongcheng online. I'm worried that someone might do something to you. Be careful, Xing Buhua reminded her. Baya smiled. I understand. That's all for now. I'll contact you later. Baya hung up and walked out of the window. From afar, she saw the soldiers leading a woman in luxurious clothes over. Lin Shulan, tell her I'm not around when she comes. Also, be careful of her. She's not friendly, Baya reminded him. Okay. Baya thought for a moment. Then, she went back to her room and took out an earplug for Lin Shulan. Put this in your ear. What's this? Put it in your ear. You can hear what I say. Okay, I got it. Lin Shulan immediately put the earplug in. Baya entered the room on the first floor and opened the door slightly. The girl walked in. Her skin was darker, but her facial features were exquisite. Her makeup was exquisite too. Even her hair was carefully combed. She looked at Lin Shulan arrogantly. You're Baya? I'm not. My wife isn't around. Is there anything I can help you with? Lin Shulan asked. Tell her not to steal my man. Xing Buhua is mine, Qiu Ting said confidently. Lin Shulan sneered. You? Are you dreaming? Shulan, don't talk nonsense, Baya reminded her. What am I dreaming about? I've been with Xing Buhua for 15 years. I'm already his wife. Who the hell is your wife? She seduces someone else's boyfriend when she doesn't have a husband. Is she that cheap? Can't she control her own legs? Qiu Ting scolded. Shulan, tell her that I'm not close to Xing Buhua, Baya said. Is your mouth for spitting sh*t? My wife is not familiar with Xing Buhua. You've come to the wrong place. What do you mean not familiar? He calls her name even in his dreams, and you're telling me he's not familiar? Qiu Tinting said angrily. Dream? Ask her when she had the dream. What time was it? Baya asked. Dream? What time is it? Did you sleep with Xing Buhua? Lin Shulan said. We slept together at 3 o'clock the night before yesterday. Do you have any questions? Qiu Ting confirmed. Lin Shulan's heart skipped a beat. She remembered that Xing Buhua had left at midnight the day before yesterday. It was possible that he had left at 3 o'clock the day before yesterday. Baya twitched the corner of his mouth. Tell her that I was with Xing Buhua at 3 o'clock the day before yesterday. You're talking nonsense. My wife and Xing Buhua were together at 3 o'clock the day before yesterday. Your wife must have lost her mind. She missed men so much that she went crazy. She helped him take a bath at 3 o'clock the day before yesterday. How could she have been with your wife? Qiu Ting blurted out. If she was helping him take a bath, why would he talk in his sleep? Baya asked. Lin Shulan laughed. You're contradicting yourself. I'm just talking nonsense, and you're getting anxious. Since you were helping him take a bath, why did you hear him say it was a dream? I went to sleep after the bath. I don't remember the time clearly. I think it was 4 o'clock. Or maybe 5 o'clock. Who would remember the time when they hear someone talking in their sleep? Qiu Ting said agitatedly. Lin Shulan frowned. He didn't know how to answer. Come out, Baya. What kind of hero are you hiding? Come out now. Qiu Ting shouted angrily. Baya was very calm. She didn't think that Qiu Ting was telling the truth. If she had heard it the day before yesterday, she would have come looking for her angrily the day before, instead of waiting a day later. Moreover, it was impossible for Gu Lingqing to allow other women to serve and bathe him. The more she lied, the more she couldn't do it. Chase her away, Baya said in a low voice. Chase her away, Lin Shulan said to the soldiers. The soldiers walked over. Qiu Ting sneered. I really don't understand why Buhua likes you. You don't have guts, and you don't have spirit. What's the point of being a coward? When you're shameless, you're energetic. Are you afraid? If you're afraid, you'll seduce someone else's boyfriend. Shulan, control her first, Baya said. Yes, control her, Lin Shulan said. The soldiers went forward and controlled Chiu Ting. Baya walked out of the room. Puffed coward, Chiu Ting said disdainfully. Baya walked in front of her and looked down at her. A kind woman can keep a man's stomach. A snobbish woman can keep a man's money. A stupid woman can keep a man's body. And a smart woman can keep her pride. What do you think you kept when you didn't respect his feelings? You? I kept his body, Chiu Ting said with hatred. He has a mole on his leg. Is it on his left leg or his right leg? He doesn't have a mole. It's on his right leg, Baya said with certainty. Have you slept with him? Chiu Ting asked sharply. Baya chuckled. I don't even know if he has a mole. I'm just testing you. Besides, I'm not close to Xingbuhua. I didn't want to see you not because I was afraid of you, but because I didn't want to. Are you satisfied now? Can you leave? Who would believe that there's nothing between you two? He told me himself that he likes you. So even your identity as his girlfriend is fake, Baya said. I've liked him for more than 10 years. Why does he like you the moment you appeared? It's not fair, Chiu Ting shouted. Has he ever liked you? Baya asked softly. Chiu Ting paused. Of course. Baya called Xingbuhua right in front of Chiu Ting. She turned on the speaker and asked again. Chiu Ting, does Xingbuhua like you? Chiu Ting pursed her lips and didn't say anything. She gritted her teeth and said, bitch. Baya chuckled and hung up. See the guest out. White Lotus, green tea bitch. Xingbuhua must be blind to like you. A bitch who only knows how to accompany men. Chiu Ting scolded. Lin Shulan couldn't stand it anymore. He slapped Chiu Ting's face. You're the green tea bitch. No man will like you. Even if you've known each other for 4 centuries, or even 50 years, no man will like you. What did you say? Chiu Ting gritted her teeth. I'm telling the truth. Which part of you is better than my wife? Looks, body, character, and manners? Lin Shulan retorted. At least I'm still a virgin, Chiu Ting blurted out. Virgin. Just now you were talking about getting a man's body. I think you're the crazy one. You're also the shameless one. You're really a liar. Who would believe what you said? You can scram now and stop embarrassing yourself. Of course, you won't have the chance to step into this place again. Of course, you won't have the chance to come here again. Lin Shulan laughed. I don't need you to chase me away. I can walk on my own. Chiu Ting struggled and stared at Baya. One day, Xingbuhua will come back to me. Baya frowned. Xingbuhua said he doesn't know you. Chapter 536. I think she must have lost her mind. She managed to trick us. The chief doesn't like her. Lin Shulan stared at Chiu Ting's back. Shulan, don't expose Xingbuhua's identity. Baya reminded him. Lin Shulan knew he had made a mistake. He lowered his head. I'm sorry, madam. I won't do it again. Call Zhang Xingyu and follow her. Tell me everything she said and did. Baya ordered. All right, I understand. Lin Shulan left immediately. Baya finished her lunch. The food was getting cold, so she heated up a bowl of soup. She had been hungry, but after Chiu Ting's incident, she realized she had no appetite. She believed that there was nothing going on between Xingbuhua and Chiu Ting, but Xingbuhua seemed to have lied to her. She suspected that they knew each other. When she thought about how Xingbuhua might have lied to her, she didn't want to eat anymore. The closer she was to Gu Lingqing, the more she wouldn't lie to her, no matter how cruel reality was. She ate a little and returned to the library to design the psychological test. One psychological test couldn't fully grasp a person's psychological state. She had to do it in many ways. She had to design at least 10 psychological tests. At 3 in the afternoon, her phone rang. Baya's heart skipped a beat. She was worried that she would hear something she didn't want to hear. She picked up the phone and saw that it was from Mu Xiaoxiao. She heaved a sigh of relief and answered. Baya, you're amazing. I've given the 3 photos you gave to the police. They've tracked down the identities of the 3 people. It's exactly as you've predicted. The culprit's name is Chen Gonglu. He came from a poor village. He studied very hard and got into the chemistry department of Yulong City University. Because his family was poor, it wasn't easy for his parents to borrow money. By the time he had enough money to go to school, his place had already been taken. When he returned home, his father died of anger. His mother fell ill from exhaustion and passed away not long after. When he came out of the ravine, he hated those who were from rich families but did not study well, especially those who engaged in shady business. You are right. He runs a small business. He sets up a stall near the school to buy some trinkets, stationery, books, etc. Sometimes he sells some fruits. He sells almost everything. In the first case, he saw a primary school student buying homework with money. Another student refused, and he even beat the other student up. This case made him hate the pupil very much. He packed his things, followed the pupil to the lake, and pushed the child into the lake to drown. But he was not satisfied, so he scooped up the child, gouged out his eyes with a knife, scratched his face, and cut off his hand. He felt that the child had peeked at other people's homework and had committed a crime with his eyes. When he thought of himself, he felt that he had been replaced, so he scratched his face and cut his hand because he felt that these people's hands were dirty and swollen. In the second case, he was already in Songbei City. He was also selling small items at a stall near the school. He heard the high school student asking his classmate to buy exam answers. This time he was very calm. He extracted the anesthetic himself and followed the high school student for a period of time before he made his move. Perhaps it was the influence of his memory. He used the same method as in the first case. The third case and the fourth case were actually the same incident. He saw the student's parents give money to the teacher, and the teacher took the money. Because he was always not the substitute in his memory, he didn't scratch the teacher's face, Mu Xiaoxue said. Sure enough. Bai Ye sneered. What sure enough? You already knew it? Mu Xiaoxue worshipped Bai Ye very much. No. When she asked Mu Xiaoxue for the information of this case, she guessed that it might be related to the loopholes in education. Zhuo Qiuani was in charge of education, and Zhuo Qiuani was on the side of Sheng Dongqing. However, now that Sheng Dongqing's case was in the limelight, she would only weaken the public's crusade against Sheng Dongqing by throwing out another person's problem. She could temporarily suppress it and wait for Sheng Dongqing to step down from the position of finance minister. You are being modest. Thanks to you, this case was solved so quickly and the reputation of the research institute was preserved. Thank you. When are you free? I will treat you to a meal. Mu Xiaoxue said happily. It's what I should do. I haven't finished what I promised you. Well, your one case has already offset everything. It doesn't matter, Mu Xiaoxue said straightforwardly. Bai Ye thought of the help Mu Xiaoxue had given her in the past. She had helped Lu Shuang without needing anything in return. She felt a little more tender in her heart. Xiaoxing, as long as I am alive, you can call me if you have any problems that you can't solve, because we are friends. Hee, then I won't stand on ceremony. Ha 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 ha. I will pay you when the time comes. There is no need. I don't lack your money. I just want to continue being friends with you. Alright, I can't talk to you now. I still have some things to deal with. That? Mu Xiaoxue stopped Bai Ye. Is the rumor on the internet about the crusade against Sheng Dongqing related to you? I heard from them that you are Gu Lingqing's widow. Did you marry Gu Lingqing? Yes. I didn't know. Mu Xiaoxue was a little disappointed. I didn't have time to hold a banquet. It happened too suddenly, Bai Ye explained. I am sorry. Just tell me if you need my help. Okay. Bai Ye responded and slightly raised the corner of her mouth. Actually, her cloud rising was not bad. She had Gu Lingqing, Alan, Mu Xiaoxue, and once, Lu Shuang. Bai Ye's eyes were slightly red. She added, thank you. Don't mention it. We hit it off. Alright, I won't bother you this time. Let's meet up when you are free. I will introduce my girlfriend to you. Hee, Mu Xiaoxue said cheerfully. Okay. Bai Ye hung up the phone. Her heart was warm and moist. Even the style of the topic she designed had changed. She went for the tender route. Outside, the wind was strong and it was raining heavily. It was unusual in winter. However, in the library, it was still calm and peaceful. There was a faint lamp, melodious music, and green smoke curling up from the water mist. Bai Ye took a sip and poured new water into the glass. She finished designing all 10 papers. She looked at the time. It was already 6:30 in the afternoon. She distributed the papers to Leng Shuang and made a phone call. Everyone has to take the exam. According to the order of the exam from 1 to 10, you have to take one copy every day. The exam will be held at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You can take as long as you want. You have to hand it in after the exam. You need to record the time they hand in. Just write it on the exam paper. In addition, exaggerate the power of the person who prepared the exam paper. He can see their problems with just one look. The bottom 20 will be expelled. Okay, no problem. I will ask someone to send the exam papers every day, Leng Shuang said. Chapter 537. Madam, we've been following her for so long. I don't know if she found out or something, but there's nothing wrong with her. She's shopping alone now, Lin Shulan reported. She didn't look for Xing Buhua? Baiya was doubtful. No. If she found out about you, she should have gone to Xing Buhua and put on another act. Baiya narrowed her eyes as she pondered. Could she have been sent by someone else? Lin Shulan was also puzzled. Keep following her. Thank you for your hard work. What about dinner? No one is cooking at home, right? Old madam won't be back until dinner time, Lin Shulan said worriedly. Baiya smiled. I can cook by myself. Don't worry. Seems like I came at the right time. Baiya heard Xing Buhua's voice and turned around in surprise. His shoulders and hair were wet and stained with water vapor. His entire body was shrouded in the misty rain. Baiya hung up the phone. Why are you here so early? I missed you. I had nothing to do tonight, so I wanted to come earlier. He hugged her waist, lowered his head, and kissed her lips. Baiya was slightly stunned. She didn't refuse, but she didn't respond either. She just let him kiss her. He also felt that Baiya wasn't enthusiastic. He looked at her. What's wrong? Baiya locked her eyes on him and looked at his face. There were no signs of plastic surgery on his face. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, then no one else in the world looked like him. I was thinking that you came at the wrong time. You haven't cooked yet, Baiya said. Xing Buhua smiled. I like your cooking. Then you'll be waiting for me here? Baiya asked. Xing Buhua nodded. You know that I like to read. Do you have any good books to recommend? Baiya remembered that he had taught her Russian. It had been 5.5 years, but she still remembered his grace, nobility, and coldness. She said in Russian, Have you read Crime and Punishment? I think Petersburg is pretty good. It's quite interesting. Do you want to watch it? Xing Buhua was stunned for a moment. He chuckled and replied in Russian. I've read all of these Russian masterpieces. Can you recommend some special ones? Do you want to read what I wrote? Baiya tilted his head and asked. Xing Buhua cracked a smile and his eyes were filled with love. Yes. Baiya felt a little lonely in her heart. She tried to imagine Gu Lingqing's personality. In the past, he would never smile like this. He would reply with a straight face, yes. She shook her head. This problem had already been solved last time. She shouldn't let her imagination run wild just because of Qiu Ting's appearance. She should trust him. I don't have my book here. It's on the computer. Just take a look. It's a bit rough and hard to understand. Baiya turned on her computer and found the book she had written on psychology. She opened it and showed it to him. Xing Buhua sat down and moved the mouse. She glanced at him and turned to leave. She ate less for lunch. Although Lin Shulan didn't make dinner, it was enough to heat up the food. She opened the fridge. There were sausages, eggs, mushrooms, and tomatoes. The other dishes were heated up. She used these ingredients to make a tomato, mushroom, egg, and sausage soup. Her phone rang. It was Song Shiyu. Mom, Baiya shouted. Xiaoya, I'm going to America now. I'll probably be back in a week. Don't wait for me, Song Shiyu said. What's wrong? Is it serious in America? Baiya was worried. No, our goods have been swapped. I'm going to deal with it now. I'll also meet up with my friends and big shots there. I'm going to sell 2 companies in America, Song Shiyu explained. Yes, I'll contact you every day. Oh, okay. Song Shiyu felt Baiya's kindness. She smiled and hung up the phone. Baiya went to the library with the dishes. Xing Buhua was reading the book she wrote seriously. The orange light from the lamp fell on him, forming a warm halo. She really didn't want to destroy the warm atmosphere now. Xing Buhua saw her, and walked over to take the bowl from her hand. Are you silly? You're standing still. You look more handsome when you don't talk. That was the Gu Lingqing of the past. Baiya didn't say the last sentence. Xing Buhua put down the bowl and knocked her head. It was like a punishment. It was a little heavy. Baiya covered her head and looked at him with grievance. He squatted down in front of her. I'll hit you. Come here. Baiya couldn't bear to hit Gu Lingqing. She stroked his head and looked at him gently. Xing Buhua stood up and held her hand. Let's have dinner together. It's cold. It's not good for your stomach. There are a few more dishes. I'll bring them in first, Baiya said gently. Baiya went out to serve the dishes. He waited at the door and took the dishes from her. Baiya turned around and went out to serve the dishes. Not long after, all the dishes were served. Xing Buhua tasted every dish. It seems that only this soup is made by you. Baiya smiled and nodded. Xing Buhua brought the sausage soup in front of him. I'll only eat this dish. You can eat the rest. Baiya was still smiling. As she smiled, her eyes became misty and tears flowed out. What's wrong? Xing Buhua's heart ached. He brought the sausage soup in front of her again. This is for you. It's all for you. Don't cry. Baiya tried her best to smile, but she couldn't. Her tears were still flowing. She took a deep breath and pleaded. Gu Lingqing, if you're not Gu Lingqing, you must tell me. Heh. Xing Buhua stroked her head and said dotingly. Why would you think so? Baiya pursed her lips and looked at him. He looked at her watery eyes. They were like blue waves. It was so beautiful. It fell on his heart. It was very bitter. The memory was so deep, but it was like a knife stabbing into his heart. It hurt. I'm Gu Lingqing. You don't trust me? I'll bring you to a place after dinner, Xing Buhua said. He retracted his hand and lowered his head to eat. Baiya felt that he was sad. She also hated herself for being so sensitive. Why did she feel that he wasn't Gu Lingqing? She hugged him. A lot of things happened today. I'm not in a good mood. I'm sorry. Xing Buhua hugged her back. I don't blame you. I understand your feelings and doubts. It's okay. You don't have to feel guilty. Baiya looked at him. He lowered his head and kissed her forehead. Let's eat. After dinner, he brought her into the secret tunnel. After walking for a while, they stopped. She saw that his car was parked there. The car was custom-made. It was very small and could pass through the tunnel. Get in the car. Remember to hug me. Xing Buhua reminded her. Baiya sat in the back of the car and hugged his muscular waist. She asked in confusion. Where are you bringing me? Chapter 538. Baiya lowered her eyes. There was a strange feeling in her heart. She didn't know why, but she felt cold. She was a little afraid to know the answer. But she must know the answer before she could be at ease. The car took many turns. Baiya couldn't tell which road he was taking. But he was very familiar with these roads. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, could he be Gu Tianheng? Baiya hugged him tightly. She leaned her face on his back and listened to his strong heartbeat. Xiaoya, don't doubt me anymore. I love you, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baiya didn't answer. She closed her eyes. Sometimes she knew that she shouldn't, but her heart would still be scared and her thoughts would still be driven. Xing Buhua sighed. Half an hour later, the car stopped. Baiya opened her eyes and saw a small house inside. The lights were on. She got off the car in surprise. Xing Buhua opened the door. Dad. She heard Gu Ruoxin's voice. She walked over slowly. Gu Ruoxin saw Baiya. He looked unhappy and turned his face away. Baiya also saw Gu Ruoxin, the doctor, the teacher, the nanny and a little girl. She didn't know this little girl. Draw blood for me and Xiao Xian, Xing Buhua said to the doctor. He sat on the chair and stretched out his hand. The doctor obeyed. He took a disposable blood storage device and pressed on Xing Buhua's finger. Blood came out and the blood storage device sucked it. He handed the blood storage device to Baiya. Baiya took it. The doctor drew blood for Xiao Xian. and gave Xiao Xian's blood storage device to Baya. Baya grasped the 2 blood containers and understood Xing Buhua's intentions. You'll feel more assured if you take the test yourself. Find someone who's close to you. I'll send you back after I'm done with Xiao Xian's homework. I won't be accompanying you today, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. I'm sorry, Baya apologized. I told you I don't blame you. It's good that you did this. At least no one can impersonate me, Xing Buhua said reasonably. Baya lowered her eyes and watched as Xing Buhua checked Xiao Xian's homework. She missed Xiao Yan, but in the current situation, it was too dangerous for Xiao Yan to return. Half an hour later, Xing Buhua drove her back. Neither of them spoke, and the atmosphere was tense. Baya took a deep breath and broke the silence. Who's that little girl? She's my comrade's daughter. Her parents are dead and her grandparents are dead. She was bullied at her aunt's house, so I brought her back. On one hand, I wanted to keep Xiao Xian company so that Xiao Xian won't be lonely. On the other hand, I can take care of her. It's a critical period now, so I hid them here. As long as Sheng Dongqing and his people find Xiao Xian, they'll be able to confirm that I'm Gu Lingqing, Xing Buhua explained. You're too bold to attack Sheng Dongqing directly. You'll be in danger. I've already arranged people to protect you. Don't do it again or I'll be worried, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Shen Yan didn't allow me to enter the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the cabinet, so I was too impulsive. Plus, it's too dangerous for our people to stay with Sheng Dongqing. Su Jieran has been by Sheng Dongqing's side for so many years, but he hasn't been able to get anything on Sheng Dongqing. It's difficult for our people. So we carried out the plan. I'll use public opinion to attack. At least we can pull him off the horse, Baya explained. He'll at least care about his reputation when he's on the horse. If you pull him off the horse, he'll do something desperate, Xing Buhua said worriedly. The more desperate he is, the more we'll have a chance to counterattack. I'll wait for him to make a mistake, Baya said fearlessly. That's too dangerous for you. Baya smiled. I'm not afraid. I just want to be with you as soon as possible. There are many people who die for no reason in this world. Earthquakes, car accidents, viruses. At least I'll die for a reason. Xing Buhua suddenly stopped the car and looked at her angrily. I won't allow you to die. Baya looked at his bloodshot eyes and her heart trembled. How can that be? You have so many people to protect me. I'll be fine. In the future, discuss with me when you do such things. Don't be alone. Also, you don't have to worry about the healthcare department. I've already entered it. Within a month, I'll make the healthcare department mine. Okay. Baya smiled. I really want to be with you, Xing Buhua said. But not today. If he stayed with her, she wouldn't believe the results of the paternity test. Very soon, after I get rid of Sheng Dongqing, I can be with you openly, Baya said gently. Okay, sit tight. Let's go. Xing Buhua started the car. At 7 in the morning, Baya woke up. The first thing she did was to check the surveillance cameras. No one had touched the blood storage device. She brushed her teeth and washed up. Then she opened the door and shouted, Lin Shulan. No one answered her. She remembered that she had asked Lin Shulan to follow Qiu Ting. Was he not back yet? She called Lin Shulan. Where are you? I'm at the A Group International Hotel. Qiu Ting went into her room and didn't come out. I asked the people from the Third Eye to follow her, but they didn't see her come out or anyone go into her room, Lin Shulan reported. You don't have to follow her anymore. Come back and rest, Baya said. Lin Shulan said. Zhang Xingyu and I will take turns to monitor her. It's not tiring. We've been following her for a day. If we keep following her, we'll know what she wants us to know. It's meaningless. Come back and rest. Okay, I'll be back now. Baya hung up the phone and asked a soldier to send her to the hospital. She went straight to the laboratory and watched them do the test. Half an hour later, the results came out. She looked at the test report and breathed a sigh of relief. The result was paternity. She was too tired and had too many things to do. That was why her imagination ran wild. Fortunately, very fortunately, he was Gu Lingqing. Baya put her hand on her forehead and smiled. She got into the car and looked out of the window. A figure flashed in front of her. It looked like Lu Shuang. Baiya quickly opened the door and walked in the direction where the person disappeared. The person was gone. Was it another illusion? She called Lung Shuang. Help me check around the general hospital. Just now was it Lu Shuang? Baiya knocked her head. How could she be so excited that she couldn't speak properly? I'll send you Lu Shuang's photo first. If it's really him, help me track her. Baiya said anxiously. Okay. Baiya found Lu Shuang's photo on her phone and sent it to Lung Shuang. She paced around anxiously. Lung Shuang called. It's her. She's in the car now. She's heading to Wui Road. I'll send her location to your phone. Chapter 539. Baiya caught up with Lu Shuang at the entrance of the International Hotel in a land and shouted excitedly, Shuang Niu. Lu Shuang paused and turned his head to look at Baiya. There was only desolation and calmness in his eyes, without any emotion. Baiya was so excited that she ignored Lu Shuang's abnormality. She hugged Lu Shuang and said in a choked voice, You're back. Why did you come back? How was your life in D-Land? I missed you. I missed you so much. Lu Shuang looked into the distance expressionlessly. The winter sun shone through the leaves. It was very white. But for her, there was no warmth at all. She said coldly, Enough with the hypocrisy. Just give me some breathing room. Baiya's body stiffened. She looked at Lu Shuang with red eyes. There was guilt, regret, expectation, and strong feelings. I'm sorry for what happened last time. Baiya apologized. Can your apology bring my mother back to life? Can it bring my father back to life? Can it bring Xiaobao back to life? Lu Shuang asked coldly. Baiya looked at Lu Shuang in shock. Her heart was instantly locked. Didn't you say that only your mother had an accident? How could Bobo and Xiaobao have it? Thanks to you, I have become a lonely man like you. Lu Shuang said coldly. Baiya held Lu Shuang's hand and said sincerely, Shuang Niu, let me take care of you from now on. Take care of me? I heard that Gu Lingqing is dead. How are you going to take care of me? Lu Shuang shook off Baiya's hand. I have the ability now. Trust me, Baiya said with misty eyes. Lu Shuang took a step back. He shook his head and said, I don't dare. I can't die now. I still have a lot of things to do. I know. You came back to take revenge. I'll help you. Baiya walked towards Lu Shuang anxiously. Help me? Eh. Lu Shuang sneered. You're also my accomplice. Baiya's heart sank. So, put away your hypocrisy. I don't need it. Lu Shuang said coldly and then turned around and entered the hotel. Baiya stood at the entrance of the hotel in a daze, his eyes filled with bitterness. She and Lu Shuang supported each other as they walked over. She could not be with Gu Lingqing for the sake of Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang was willing to be with someone he didn't love for her. Lu Shuang had saved her, helped her, and sincerely considered everything from her standpoint. Now that Lu Shuang was back, although he didn't forgive her, she should try her best. Baiya called Lung Shuang. The girl who asked you to investigate is called Lu Shuang. She is now living in an international hotel in a land. Can you send more people to hold her? I'll pay for all the expenses. We'll do as you say, madam. Also, the international media is pressuring us to pay a huge amount of compensation. This involves our country's reputation and diplomacy. It's a serious matter. I'm going to a meeting now, Lung Shuang said. Okay. Baiya hung up. She got into the car, leaned back on the seat, and closed her eyes to rest. The car was stopped in the middle of its journey. Madam! The soldier shouted alertly. Baiya glanced around. There were surveillance cameras, and the people opposite did not cover their faces. Don't worry. She opened the car door and got out. An officer walked up to her. We're President Shun's people. Please come with us to the Senate. Baiya understood and chuckled. Shiniyan was indeed a good person. Whoever started the trouble should end it. She followed them to the Senate. Along the way, there were dignified and solemn soldiers. The atmosphere was especially solemn, and it was shrouded in a tense atmosphere. The soldiers brought Baiya to the entrance of the Senate. The security at the entrance was even tighter. The soldiers exchanged documents, and a soldier pushed open the closed door. Baya walked in, and all eyes looked at her. Some were curious, some were surprised, some were hateful, and some were respectful. Xinyan, who was in charge of the meeting, said, Baya is Mr. Allen's good friend. This matter concerns Mr. Allen. I think asking her to help will make things easier. I'm friends with Allen, but I don't know much about politics. Perhaps, the only thing I can do is to give you Allen's phone number so that you can communicate privately, Baya said calmly. It's all because of you. You're endangering the interests of the country. Sheng Dongqing stood up agitatedly and pointed at Baya. Baya looked at Sheng Dongqing and asked, I don't understand what Mr. Sheng is talking about. Why is it all because of me? Do you really think that I can solve such a big problem with just one sentence? And how am I endangering the interests of the country? You're still pretending. The person who set the fire was obviously your people, Sheng Dongqing said as he slammed the table. Baya became serious, and her tone became sharper. You can eat whatever you want, but you can't say whatever you want. The person who set the fire was my people? I'm a woman and I'm pregnant now. I'm recuperating at home, and I don't even participate in work. You're telling me that the person who set the fire was my people? According to your logic, international terrorist organizations are all my people. They're all my people. Gu Lingqing arranged them among my people to set me up on purpose, Sheng Dongqing blurted out. You're such a cautious person. How could you arrange them among your people? Besides, you've always been at odds with Gu Lingqing. How could he convince you to take in his people? Also, you're saying that they're your people, right? Baya questioned. Sheng Dongqing's face turned red with anger. I didn't know that they were among my people. I suddenly thought of something. You're the finance minister. How do you take in people? Is the person who set the fire also in the finance department? As soon as Baya's voice fell, everyone was in an uproar. I suddenly thought of something. A long time ago, you and my late husband had a lawsuit. Zhou Hailan said that my late husband had a secret organization. And then he said that you, Sheng Dongqing, had a secret organization. It's normal for my husband to have a secret organization, because it's needed by the army. However, the things that these secret organizations do are all recorded in the files. Mr. Sheng, may I ask if the things that your secret organization does are recorded in the files? If not, it means that your secret organization is illegal. Baya continued. Leng Ying stood up and said to everyone present, after investigation, the person who set the fire was Cao Yonggang, who was confirmed to be dead a few days ago. According to Cao Yonggang, the people in Sheng Dongqing's secret organization are all like this. I've investigated and sorted out a list of 32 people who were found dead. I believe that there are more people in Sheng Dongqing's secret organization. Cao Yonggang said that he was sentenced to death on a groundless charge, and then he was saved by Sheng Dongqing. Sheng Dongqing even moved his family away. Chapter 540. Bullsh *T. You're accusing me of something dirty. Sheng Dongqing cursed angrily. What do you think is dirty? Baya asked calmly. Sheng Dongqing was stunned. I do have some of my own people, but the president knows about them. I got the president's approval, and everything I did was recorded in the archives. Sheng Dongqing dragged Xin Yan into the mess on purpose. All eyes were on Xin Yan. Xin Yan smiled. Are you saying that the president is my father? Sheng Dongqing shot out a faint cold light, angrily staring at Xin Yan. He gritted his teeth and said one word, yes. Since there is a file, I should be able to find it. But the most pressing issue now is the Allen incident. We need to give an international reply. Xin Yan solved the problem. His words could save Sheng Dongqing, but he could also destroy Sheng Dongqing. It all depended on what he was thinking. Baya was worried that Xin Yan was not only good at strategizing, but he was also very calm and rational. He would guide the public opinion. It would be very dangerous for Lu Shuang to fight with him. Allen is your friend. He won't pursue the matter, Sheng Dongqing said. I can try calling him. Baya called Allen in front of everyone, and turned on the speaker. The phone rang 3 times and Allen answered. Allen, I heard that you've applied for international arbitration? Is it that serious? Baya asked. Alan paused for 3 seconds. Baya, I'm very sorry. This is a malicious murder and arson. The other party used weapons and force. I don't understand. I'm doing business normally and I don't offend the government or anyone. Why did this happen? I believe that no foreigner dares to invest in your country. I'm very disappointed that my family has invested in it. We can discuss the compensation you want. Don't alert the international community, right? You? Why is it you? I'm in the council now. They said that we're good friends, so it's more convenient for us to talk, Baya explained. This has nothing to do with you, Xiaoya. I have more than a dozen investments in country A. I think this is malicious. I'm worried that the same thing will happen to other investments. I'm sorry, I can't promise you that. That was all done by your good friend. Sheng Dongqing pointed at Baya and roared. Who is the speaker? Alan asked. Sheng Dongqing, the head of the finance department. I heard that the person who started the fire was his man, Baya said. Alan sneered. He has a grudge against you? Forget it. It seems that I've been implicated by you. If that's the case, I need to apply for international arbitration, Alan said with certainty. Alan, give me 3 days. I'll definitely give you a satisfactory answer after 3 days, okay? International arbitration is too serious, Baya pleaded. Alan paused for 5 seconds. All right, Xiaoya. I'll give you 3 days for your sake. I'll hang up first. I still have things to do here. Thank you. Baya hung up and looked at Shen Yan. I've made the call and spoken according to your request. There are some things that can't be resolved with just a sentence from me. Let's discuss this, Shen Yan said to the council members. Baya looked at Leng Shuai. They looked at each other and looked away. She felt that Leng Shuai would understand. Leng Shuai couldn't help but look at Baya with admiration. There was a lot of discussion in the meeting room. We feel that the arsonist must be brought to justice and given the most severe punishment. Only then can Alan's hatred be appeased, Zhuo Chuanyi said. Do you really think that killing a henchman will work? Moreover, this henchman was forced to do so. His family is in the hands of others, Leng Shuai retorted. What do you mean, General Leng? Zhuo Chuanyi frowned. I think that we need to show Alan our sincerity and let him continue to invest in a nation without worry. A gentleman's crime is the same as a commoner's. Many foreign investors are watching Alan's case now, Leng Shuai said. The question is, what sincerity does he want to see? Someone asked. Everyone's eyes were on Baya's face. Baya smiled. I'll ask now. She called Alan again and turned on the speaker. Alan, we're discussing here. I want to show you the greatest sincerity. Can you tell me what you need? I need the person behind the scenes to give me an explanation. After all, my loss is more than 100 million, and 5 of my employees are dead, Alan said forcefully. The problem now is that we've only caught 1 henchman. We can't confirm the person behind the scenes yet. Baya's eyes were on Sheng Dongqing's face. Really? Is this what you mean by sincerity? Alan was obviously disappointed. I can't be the scapegoat just because Mei did it. I didn't do it. This is all a setup. Sheng Dongqing ran over and snatched the phone. Then let the person who did it come out, Alan said rationally. Sheng Dongqing stared at Baya. We're willing to compensate you 3 times of your loss, Sheng Dongqing said. This is just one of my investments. All of my investments add up to more than 3 times of yours. I can guarantee for your other investments. There won't be any problems. If there are any problems, I'll compensate you 10 times of it, Sheng Dongqing said. Okay, then let's sign the contract. I can promise to call you privately. Besides, I don't need to be targeted by your country and other businesses, Alan said cautiously. No, you can rest assured. Our country is very trustworthy, Sheng Dongqing said. Then I'll ask my people to sign the contract with you this afternoon. After I receive the money and the contract, I'll cancel the international arbitration, Alan said and hung up the phone. Sheng Dongqing, you're really satisfied as the finance minister. You're using the country's money to pay for yourself, Leng Shuai said angrily. I'm doing it for the long-term interests of our country. What do you mean by using the country's money to pay for me? Sheng Dongcheng retorted angrily. It's your fault. As long as you're brought to justice, it'll be the greatest sincerity we can show to Irene, Leng Shuai said. Sheng Dongcheng slammed the table. Bullsh *T. Someone blamed Gu Lingqing's death on me. Now someone is blaming me for this. Do you think I'm a pushover? I strongly request for Sheng Dongcheng to be removed from the finance minister position. Otherwise, we won't be able to answer to the public. Leng Shuai stood up and said, What right do you have to remove me? Who are you to remove me? Since the problem has been solved, let's go. Sheng Dongcheng walked out of the meeting room angrily. This Sheng Dongcheng is too arrogant. He's talking nonsense. I think he's the culprit. He offered 3 times of the compensation without going through our parliament. Is he really hiding the truth from the masses? If he's still the finance minister, I think the country will be in a huge deficit. Chapter 541. Baiya, come with me, Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. She followed Shen Yiyan out of the door and into the meeting room next door. Shen Yiyan's soldiers closed the door behind them. Is it really what you want to see to push the country into the limelight in order to deal with Sheng Dongcheng? Are you sure this is what Gu Lingqing wants you to do? Shen Yiyan asked back. First of all, it's not me who pushed the country into the limelight. Secondly, if I really wanted to push the country into the limelight, I wouldn't have come here. Thirdly, don't talk to me about the country. I don't think you deserve it, Baiya said coldly. Stop. This is enough, isn't it? Shen Yiyan said in a low voice with a hint of warning. Don't force me to attack you. Attack me? Why? Just because you think that I dealt with Sheng Dongcheng, you want to attack me? Baiya asked calmly. You can burn down Alan's factory in order to deal with Sheng Dongcheng. You even didn't hesitate to implicate innocent people and let Alan apply for international arbitration. This has affected the interests of the country. If all the foreign investors withdraw from the investment in country A, then the country's loss will be serious. It will also affect country A's international status. I'm going against you not because you dealt with Sheng Dongcheng, but because you are blinded by hatred and hurt the interests of the country. I don't need you to do anything worse, Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. If I really wanted to harm the national interest, I wouldn't have come. You understand, you know, and you also know how not to affect the national interest. Whether or not the national interest is harmed is up to you, not me. Now if you want to incriminate me, you can always find a way to frame me, Baiya said coldly. So you don't want to stop, right? Shen Yiyan saw her determination. Baiya chuckled and looked at Shen Yiyan coldly. Lu Shuang is back. If you don't want to hurt him, don't look for him. My people are already protecting him. What? Shen Yiyan didn't expect Baiya to suddenly change the topic. He paused, and his eyes flashed with sadness, worry, hope and surprise. He held Baiya's shoulder excitedly. Lu Shuang is back. Where is he now? His parents are dead and so is Xiaobao, Baiya said coldly. Shen Yiyan paused again. His breathing became tense and he frowned in disbelief. What are you talking about? Wasn't her mother the one who died? How did her father die? How did Xiaobao die? Shen Yiyan, you should know your current situation. In the past, you didn't have the ability to protect Lu Shuang. Now you know very well that your position is precarious. You can't have any instability. For the sake of Lu Shuang's safety, please let him go. That's all I want to say. It's getting late. I should go back, Baiya said. He turned around, opened the door and went out. Shen Yiyan was stunned for a while, and then he came to himself. He knew that he shouldn't look for Lu Shuang. He knew that he was in a precarious situation, and he couldn't make any mistakes. But he couldn't control his heart. He missed her, wanted to see her, wanted to know what had happened to her. He wanted to know why Xiaobao and his parents had passed away. He wanted to make it up to her, and heal the wound in her heart. Shen Yiyan made a phone call. Find out where Lu Shuang is now. I want to know the answer in 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, Shen Yiyan got the answer. Lu Shuang was in room 1102 of the International Hotel in City A. He didn't bring any bodyguards with him. He put on sunglasses, a mask, and a cap and took a taxi to the International Hotel in City A. He stood at the door of room 1102. His hands were trembling. He thought of many possibilities that Lu Shuang would see him. She would hate him, scold him, and even want to kill him. Even if she wanted to kill him, he would accept it. This time he wouldn't let her go. Shen Yiyan rang the doorbell. The door opened. Lu Shuang stood in the door and looked at the armed man in front of him with drooping eyes. Shen Yiyan saw that she was much thinner than before and her chin was pointy. He felt sorry for her and hugged her tightly. His voice was hoarse and his breath was a little short. "Shuang, don't leave me again." Lu Shuang looked out of the door. She recognized him at first glance. After all, Shen Yiyan had a unique air of nobility that not many people had. "If I wanted to leave, I wouldn't have come back," Lu Shuang said calmly. Shen Yiyan looked at Lu Shuang. She looked straight at him and raised her eyebrows, but her eyes were red. "My mother is dead, my father is dead, and Xiaobao is also dead. I swear, I will take care of you for the rest of your life," Shen Yiyan promised. "Do you know who killed my mother?" Lu Shuang asked directly. "I checked. It's a foreign organization. Someone must have hired them. Unfortunately, the organization refused to say a word," Shen Yiyan explained. Lu Shuang smiled and asked tentatively, "Shen Yiyan, will you kill me?" "How could I kill you? You are the mother of my child." "It's my—" Shen Yiyan paused and continued. "Don't worry, even if I kill myself, I won't kill you." Lu Shuang shrugged and looked at her charming eyes. "I'll listen for now." Listen for now? This sentence made him feel uncomfortable. Lu Shuang didn't care whether he was comfortable or not. He turned around, went to the bar, poured himself a little red wine, leaned against the bar and looked at him. "I haven't seen you for a long time, but you have lost a lot of weight." "You too." Shen Yiyan walked in and closed the door. Lu Shuang took a sip of wine calmly and smiled. "I'm on a diet." "What's the matter?" "I miss you," Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. Lu Shuang smiled and swirled her wine glass lazily. "It's my honor to be remembered by the president of country A. However, don't do this anymore in the future. My husband will be jealous and he won't be at ease with me." "What?" Shen Yiyan was shocked. She frowned and a sharp look flashed across her eyes. "What husband? You're married?" Lu Shuang raised an eyebrow. "Can't I get married?" Shen Yiyan then realized that she was wearing a 3-carat diamond ring on her finger. Her face was as pale as an ice cave. "Who is it?" "It's none of your business," Lu Shuang said calmly. He had once thought that after she disappeared from his world, she would fall in love with someone else, marry someone else, and give birth to someone else's child. He couldn't bear any of them, so he had to know where she was. He didn't want to disturb her, but he would cut off her romantic relationships like before. He would cut off every one of them, so that he was the only one in her world. He couldn't accept the fact that she was married. There was a knife in his heart, cutting his flesh. It hurt, even more than the death of his parents. She was the only woman he had ever loved and wanted. Chapter 542. Lu Shuang finished the wine in his glass and chuckled. "You don't allow it. Why? Is it because you're the president or because you're a married man?" "Because I love you," Shen Yiyan blurted out. Lu Shuang laughed so hard that he was about to cry. "You love me, so you target my parents. You love me, so you kill my parents. You love me, so you force me to give birth to Xiaobao and imprison my freedom. If this is love, then I'm sorry, I don't want it." Shen Yiyan went forward and grabbed Lu Shuang's hand forcefully. He asked firmly, "What do I have to do to make you believe me?" Lu Shuang wanted to shake his hand off, but he couldn't. He gave up struggling and looked at him coldly. "I don't care if you love me or not, because I don't love you." Lu Shuang expressed himself clearly. Shen Yiyan felt that his heart was about to split open. He lowered his head and kissed her stubborn lips. He kissed her forcefully, as if he was punishing her. Lu Shuang moved back. He held the back of her head so that she couldn't move back. His red tongue entered her mouth. Lu Shuang bit his tongue without thinking. A sharp pain rushed to his brain. He didn't move away. He looked at Lu Shuang deeply. His eyes were filled with pity, guilt and pain. If he was in pain, she could calm down. He wasn't afraid of bleeding. He was only afraid of her leaving. Lu Shuang tasted his sweet blood and it flooded her mouth. He blocked her lips. She couldn't spit it out. She could only swallow it. Her throat and stomach were burning. She could only let go of his tongue. She thought that he would come out, but he didn't. He continued to kiss her. Lu Shuang slapped his face, but he didn't care. He picked her up and put her on the bed. Lu Shuang was furious. He pushed Shen Yan with all his might. He was handsome, but when he was mad, he was like a wild beast. Shen Yan, don't be like this. I'm already someone else's wife. She screamed angrily. He held her hands and pressed them against her side. With red eyes, he said irrationally, "Your husband can only be me. Who else? Say it. You are so unreasonable. Don't forget that you are married. If you dare to touch me, I will expose you. Mr. President raped a married woman. This title is enough to make you fall from the position of president," Lu Shuang warned. "Come down. I don't want to do it anymore. I've sacrificed a lot for this president." "Whatever," he said dispiritedly. He lowered his head and kissed her lips. Lu Shuang twisted his body to resist. His kisses trailed down from her lips to her breasts through her clothes. Lu Shuang was sweating profusely. She came back after learning about the situation. She knew that his parents had just died. She knew about what happened to Sheng Dongcheng. She thought that he would avoid meeting her. It seemed that it was a little different from what she had imagined. Beep, beep, beep. The fire officer in the hotel picked her up. Lu Shuang paused. "There's a fire." He pulled down her pants and kissed her lips. "I don't care. You're crazy. You don't want to live, but I do. Get down," Lu Shuang said anxiously. He unbuckled his belt, zipped up his pants and got down anxiously. It hurt. Lu Shuang frowned and bit his shoulder. He snorted softly and held on to her crotch so that the two of them were even closer to each other. He knew how to get her to the top faster. Lu Shuang didn't want it. But there were many things that he couldn't control. They had been together for 2 years, and were very familiar with each other's bodies. She was annoyed, speechless, and regretful. She fell onto the pillow and panted. Shen Yan knew what her reaction meant. He suddenly understood. "You guys don't have this kind of relationship, right? I can feel it. You've only had it with me." Lu Shuang pushed him. "We're almost there. Get lost." Shen Yan's eyes sharpened. "Almost what? Like this?" Lu Shuang was ashamed. When Shen Yan was crazy, no one could argue with him. "Get down. Lu Shuang, you can't do this. You just had a good time and now you don't care about me anymore?" he said while panting. He didn't want to get down at all. "Are you crazy? The fire alarm has been called outside. Shen Yan, your IQ has dropped to the ground. Do you know that?" Lu Shuang said angrily. Shen Yan looked at her seductively. Even though she was being sarcastic just now, Lu Shuang was still his Lu Shuang. He lowered his head and kissed her again and again. "If I can always be like this with you, I don't want my IQ anymore. Shen Yan, your brain is filled with dirty things. How did you become the president? No wonder. You've become retarded." She moved back. He wanted it even more, but he still kissed her patiently. She turned her face away and pushed his face away. He let go of her hand, knowing that she liked other things. Lu Shuang's entire body was trembling. Another slap landed on his face. He wasn't angry at all. He held her hand and kissed it in his mouth. His mouth was too hot. She pulled her hand out and wiped his saliva on his body. Shen Yan smiled brightly. He hadn't been living well these days. Very, very well. There were unhappy things around him. Ever since she left, he wasn't happy at all. But now that she was back, all the troubles, difficulties, and worries were nothing to him. He had regained what he had lost, so he cherished it and was happy. He kissed her lips again. Lu Shuang turned her head away. He kissed her earlobe and called out intimately, "Piggy." Lu Shuang was numb from his kisses. She pushed his face away. "Who's a piggy?" He held her hand again and kissed her palm. She was annoyed. She didn't like him being so sticky. It made her feel hot and uncomfortable. But she was also angry. Anger danced in her eyes. He smiled and kissed her cheeks, her eyes, her forehead, the bridge of her nose, and then her lips. Lu Shuang pushed him hard, but she couldn't move. She pretended to be dead and didn't move at all. Shen Yan felt warmth in his heart. She used to like to pretend to be dead. She would always giggle when she couldn't hold it in anymore. His mood would always be abnormally good. They had been separated for 7 months. Every expression of hers, happy, sad, mischievous, troublesome, and wrong, he remembered it all. He liked every expression of hers. He didn't focus on his own enjoyment. He left. Holding his ankle, he kissed her. Lu Shuang sat up in shock. Her back leaned against the back of the bed. He lifted her chin and kissed her. She covered her lips. He had just kissed her there. She twisted and said angrily, "The fire is burning. It's going to be horrible. Are you out of your mind? There's no fire. Baiye's men must have done it on purpose." Shen Yan explained. Chapter 543. Stop it. Let's be like before. Except that you can't leave me. I will give you whatever you want. Shen Yan coaxed him patiently. Okay, then let's get a divorce. Lu Shuang smiled and a cunning look flashed across his eyes. He said firmly and provocatively, "If you get a divorce, I will marry you. I was just joking when I said that I have a husband." Shen Yan smiled. Okay, you said it. If I get a divorce, you will marry me. But give me 2 years. 2 years will be enough. Lu Shuang sneered. She knew it would be like this. Did Shen Yan think that she was an 18-year-old girl? Men lied to women by planning and imagining the future. For example, if a woman believed that a man would get a divorce, it would be silly of her to believe that a man would get a divorce. No matter how beautiful the words were, it was better to do it. Besides, she really didn't like him, let alone love him. So when she heard what he said, she just felt it was funny. Shen Yan, you are right. IQ is really contagious. Lu Shuang said meaningfully. Is it true that you have a husband, or are you just joking? Shen Yan sensed something unusual. Make a guess. A light flashed across Shen Yan's eyes. She held Lu Shuang's chin and said with certainty, I will say it again. Your husband can only be me. You can challenge my patience if you want him to die. Lu Shuang narrowed his eyes and looked at her. If she didn't know his stubbornness and knew that he was possessive, she would really think that he really loved her. If he loved her, he wouldn't let the murderer get away with it. Did he think that she didn't know who the murderer was? No, she knew. I am hungry. Lu Shuang suddenly said. What? Shen Yan paused. Didn't you say that you love me? You should know what I like to eat. Lu Shuang said with a smile, and put his arms around the back of her neck. Shen Yan looked at her, her eyes filled with tenderness. He was a person who was very good at controlling his emotions, but one sentence from her could change his mood and state of mind. He sighed helplessly. He loved her so much. I'll go out and buy it for you now. Be good and wait for my arrangements. Shen Yan said gently. Let me think about it, replied Lu Shuang. He didn't want to go out anymore. He just wanted to look at her like this. He sat up, turned on his phone and made a call. Go to the East Palace and ask them to prepare a few dishes. I'll text you later and have them sent to room 1102 of the International Hotel in Country A. While he was on the phone, Lu Shuang put on his pants and jumped out of bed. Before Shen Yan could hang up the phone, he held her hand. Lu Shuang pointed at the washroom. Only then did Shen Yan let go. She found a change of clothes and went to the bathroom to take a shower. Shen Yan wanted to go in, but the door was locked by Lu Shuang after she turned it a few times. 3 black lines appeared on his face. Lu Shuang heard a click, and the door was opened by Shen Yan. She was not shocked and said sarcastically, Since when did Mr. President learn to be a thief? You're so good at picking locks. Shen Yan walked in. I've seen every part of your body. Why are you locking the door? I like to lock the door. I'm happy to do so. It's none of your business. Lu Shuang rolled his eyes at him. She did not want him to pester her, so she locked the door. He went forward, put his arms around her waist, and pulled her into his arms. He said gently, If it's none of my business, who can? I don't need you to care. Lu Shuang replied. His good mood sank again because of her words. He said domineeringly, I'm going to care. So, I don't think I can live for long. Those people wanted to kill me because of you. Now that you're pestering me, it's no wonder I'm dead. I better go back to Country D and hide. Lu Shuang felt helpless. No, not this time. I've thought it through. I'll keep you by my side and be my assistant. You'll go wherever I go, Shen Yan said, looking at him with a burning gaze. Actually, he knew that she was willing to stay by his side because she wanted to find the murderer. Lu Shuang was not good at pretending. He nodded, feeling a little uneasy. Oh yes, how did our Xiaobao die? Shen Yan asked, looking at Lu Shuang deeply. There was an outbreak of the N virus in Country D. My father was infected, and so was Xiaobao. So both of them died. Lu Shuang said with his eyes lowered. When I'm free, I want to visit Xiaobao and your parents. Xiaobao is my child after all, my only flesh and blood. Your parents are also my parents, Shen Yan said with a deep voice, sadness in her eyes. Lu Shuang frowned. He could not tell what he was really thinking. I know. I'll take a bath. You can go out first. Shen Yan took off her clothes. Together. I want to take a bath too. Lu Shuang looked at him. I don't have your clothes here. I'll get someone to send them over. You can stay at my place today. It's safe, Shen Yan said in a deep voice, not giving Lu Shuang any chance to refuse or resist. Lu Shuang did not refuse. She had her own plans. She squatted down in the bathtub and Shen Yan followed her in. She pressed against his hot chest. It's very small here. Well, it can only accommodate the two of us. Shen Yan looked at her lips and moved closer to her. Lu Shuang stepped back. Sitting in the bathtub, how far could she go? He kissed her lips. Although she was unwilling, under Shen Yan's coercion, she still let him in. She thought that she would just take it as having sex with a handsome guy. Anyway, he was handsome, had a good body and had good tools. She felt much better when she thought of it this way. The landline in the room kept ringing. It was still ringing when she was carried to the bed by Shen Yan. She turned over and picked up the landline. Hello, I'm the receptionist. Are you okay? The fire alarm went off just now. All the other guests have come down except for you. The receptionist said softly. Has the fire been extinguished? Lu Shuang asked with drooping eyes. Shen Yan pursed her lips and smiled. It has been extinguished. The receptionist explained. You have already extinguished the fire. What else can happen to me? Lu Shuang hung up the phone and turned his back to Shen Yan to rest. Shen Yan's phone rang. He glanced at the caller ID. It was Baya. He hung up immediately. Baya called again. He picked it up. What's wrong? Shen Yan, are you kidding me? Why are you looking for Lu Shuang at this time? Don't you know why Lu Shuang's mother died? Baya said agitatedly. Since she is already a nail, no matter if I appear or not, others will still treat her as a nail. If I appear, I can better protect her, right? Shen Yan asked. Don't provoke her. Let her live a normal life. Don't ruin her with your selfishness. Baya was almost begging. Chapter 544. Lu Shuang lowered her eyes and looked at the air. She knew that the call was from Baya. From Shen Yan's words, she could guess what Baya had said. She felt sour and uncomfortable, so she took a deep breath and buried herself in the blanket. Shen Yan noticed Lu Shuang's abnormality. She put her hand on her shoulder and asked gently, What's wrong? I'm hungry. Lu Shuang choked. Shen Yan lowered her head and kissed her on the back. Then she called her subordinate and asked, Are you ready? We'll be there in 10 minutes, his subordinate reported. Hurry up. Yes. After a while, the food he ordered arrived as well. His clothes had arrived as well. It was a grand procession of people, and he estimated that there was an entire regiment of them. He ate with her while his men stood outside, fully armed and trembling. They blocked off the main road from north to south of the hotel, afraid that any news would leak out. Lu Shuang felt a little depressed. She took a deep breath and looked at him. He was calm and composed. He seemed to be in a good mood, with a smile on his face. Don't you think that you are giving yourself away? Lu Shuang asked, puzzled. There are 300 taels. Besides being my personal assistant and taking care of my food and work, you are also my classmate from primary school and junior high school. Now that you are back in China, it is not too much for me to come and eat with you, right? Shen Yan explained. You sound so dignified, but you are just a hypocrite. You were disheveled just now, but now you are so handsome. Lu Shuang said with disdain. Shen Yan knocked her head. You have learned a lot of idioms from your trip to country D. I don't have to worry about the language skills of other kids anymore. Lu Shuang looked down at the mention of children. Luckily, she was smart enough to get hooked before she came back. Otherwise, if Shen Yan did not use the hookup, she would have been in danger. Shen Yan placed the chicken wings in her bowl. Eat more. You've lost weight. Lu Shuang fiddled with the rice in his bowl. I heard that your parents died because they killed Su Jiran's mother and committed suicide under your interrogation. Shen Yan's eyes dimmed. It's all for Shen Shi. I'll tell you later. Come back with me after you finish eating. I'll tell her later? She guessed that he didn't want to tell her, which was why he was so vague. She didn't really want to know. After dinner, Lu Shuang was asked to change into a white shirt, a black suit, trousers, a man's hair mask, a pair of sunglasses, and high-heeled shoes. She found it funny that Shen Yan had said that it was normal to have dinner with her elementary school classmates. What was she trying to cover up now? Shen Yan stood at the door with her arms crossed in front of her chest, watching her change. He realized that although she was thin, her waistline was very good. Have you worked out? Worked out. Do you think someone like me will go to the gym? Lu Shuang asked with a smile. Shen Yan raised an eyebrow. Indeed, she didn't like to work out. She wouldn't stand if she could sit or lie down if she could. She would definitely roll her eyes at him if he asked her to exercise. Are you born with waistline? It's because I've learned martial arts. If I don't practice self-defense after being assassinated time and time again, I'll get a lunchbox the moment I appear. Lu Shuang said. Oh. He didn't think that she would be able to master any martial arts skills in 6 months. Those martial arts masters had to train hard for at least 5 years before they could achieve any results. However, he didn't want to hurt her. He said with a doting smile. Let's spar next time. Lu Shuang. She couldn't move at all when she sparred with him just now. No need. There's nothing to spar with you. I can't afford to hurt your body. Shen Yan smiled brightly. She felt guilty and knew that she was being mocked. What are you laughing at? He knocked her head. Don't spout vulgarities. You'll teach our child the wrong things. Lu Shuang frowned. Don't mention the child. I'll think of Xiaobao. Shen Yan nodded. He didn't think that Xiaobao was dead. From the looks of it, she must have hidden Xiaobao somewhere. He didn't say anything about wearing her clothes. It's a little cold outside. You should wear 2 thermal underwear. That will make you look stronger. Damn it. Why didn't you say so earlier? I'm already dressed. Besides, where did you get 2 thermal underwear? He took off his thermal underwear. Lu Shuang was annoyed. He took off his shirt. He would freeze to death when he got out. Shen Yan picked up the thermal underwear. If you find it annoying, I'll help you put it on. Lu Shuang snatched the underwear from his hands. Thanks, but it's fine. After she put it on, Shen Yan looked at her. Lu Shuang put on his spectacles. We can go now. Shen Yan smiled. It seems that cross-dressing will only go unrecognized in dramas. Your chest muscles are not right at first glance. Lu Shuang rolled his eyes. Are you trying to cover up or are you trying to pass it off as real? Come on, tell me. I promise I'll do the opposite of what you want. Hee. Shen Yan laughed happily and carried her up. I like it when you're like this. Lu Shuang bumped him with her head. She still remembered that they had met when she was in grade 5. She ate well when she was young. Girls usually developed before boys. She was one of them. She started to develop in grade 5. She was quite huge and was arranged to sit at the last table by the teacher. As for him, he transferred here in grade 5. He was also arranged to sit at the last table, across the corridor from her. She didn't know if it was because of her or the others, but they all thought that he was very handsome. In grade 5, when she was still studying hard, many girls started to write love letters to him. There were so many love letters that they fell out of the drawer. Gossips didn't discriminate between men and women, young and old. She picked it up and opened it with curiosity. Something about you being the sun in the sky, and I being a blade of grass on the ground. I'll smile when I see you. She almost laughed out loud. A love letter, the sun and a blade of grass. It was impossible. One was in the sky and the other was on the ground. If they got close, they would be burned to ashes. Even a blade of grass could smile? What a joke. She really wanted to see which classmate was so talented. She took a look and there was no signature. After she finished reading, she threw the letter into his drawer and happened to be seen by him. He took out the letter that she was reading from the drawer, glanced at it, and replied. Out of curiosity, she opened it and read it. His reply was really blunt. She roughly remembered the content. You're a fat little pig in a pigsty and I'm a pig herder with a stick. If you insist on liking me, then I can only tell you that I hate eating pork. If you insist on pestering me, please allow me to be rude. I'll roar at you, scram. Oh right, I forgot, pigs can't understand such complicated things. Then Jiwen. Chapter 545. In the car, Lu Shuang was resting with her eyes closed when her phone rang. She looked at the caller ID and sat up straight. Her voice softened a little. Hello. You're back in a country? The other party was shocked and angry. Yeah. Lu Shuang felt guilty and her expression was unnatural. She pursed her lips and said in a coquettish tone, I'm sorry. Shen Yan looked at her appearance, his heart inexplicably twisted, sour and painful, a flash of indignation between his eyebrows. She was like this. She always had no awareness of who she was. She confessed to him in the 5th grade. He didn't like her at that time, so she beat him up. Did she think that she could beat him with her mediocre taekwondo and huge body? He was the national youth martial arts champion. He pinned her to the ground and saw that she didn't cry. She pursed her lips stubbornly and didn't seem to be in pain. She was still happy every day and just rolled her eyes at him when she saw him. He just took it as she was attracting his attention. Gradually, he felt that pork was quite delicious. He ate pork every day anyway. She was chubby but kind. She brought snacks to school every day, and the way she ate was quite cute. During the 6th grade National Day celebration, she sang a song called Firefly. It was quite nice. Her voice was sweet and soft, as if there were really fireflies flying around his ears. He thought that since he was bored, it might be fun to have a little girlfriend. He wanted to tell her that he agreed, but he didn't expect to see her confess to another boy. She said that she hoped to get into the same junior high school and study together. When they grew up, they would realize their dreams together, and she would follow in his footsteps. He was angry. Following in his footsteps? Wasn't it obvious that they were going to get into the same university? Were they going to go to junior high school and college together? He was so angry that he beat the boy up so badly that he had to stay a level. How dare he snatch a woman from him? Wasn't he courting death? Who is it? Shen Yan asked with a gloomy face. Look, another person who wasn't afraid of death dared to call her. Lu Shuang didn't hear him and said to the person on the phone, I'll come back to make delicious food for you. Ha ha ha, then I'll eat your delicious food. Just this once, I'll be back soon. Soon? Before she could finish speaking, his face had already turned ashen. He snatched her phone and flew out of the window. Lu Shuang watched helplessly as his phone was thrown away. He was so angry that he hit Shen Yan's arm forcefully. Are you crazy? That's my phone. I'll buy you one later. Shen Yan said coldly, her eyes red. Give me your phone. Lu Shuang reached out to him. Although he was angry, he would still give her whatever she wanted, unless it crossed his bottom line. Passing the phone to her, Lu Shuang opened the window and threw the phone out. He looked at her and said, I'll buy you one later. I have a list of a lot of important people. I also have a list of many important people in there. Shen Yan frowned. What list of important people? The person who called you just now? Lu Shuang could tell that he was being sarcastic. Shen Yan, even if I'm a nobody, it's not right for me to throw away someone's phone. It's not that you can throw away someone's phone just because you're high and mighty. You feel that it's natural for you to throw away someone's phone, but you'll also feel angry when someone else throws away your phone. Since you don't like it, you should think about how others don't like it either. She returned his phone to him. So she didn't throw it away. Shen Yan looked at her helplessly and asked patiently, "Who were you talking to on the phone just now? You were very gentle when you were talking to him." "My husband," Lu Shuang replied without thinking. "Good throw." Shen Yan's face fell. She was still angry when she thought about it. She bit her lips as if she was punishing him. Lu Shuang was in pain and tried to push him away, but he couldn't. He let go of her, stared at her angry eyes, and kissed her again. This time he didn't let go quickly, and he didn't enter her mouth. He was probably worried that her sharp tongue would block her lips and lick the place where she had bitten just now. Lu Shuang was almost out of breath from his kiss. She was angry, but she couldn't push him away, so she just stopped moving. He kissed her for more than 10 minutes before letting go of her. He said evilly, "I don't mind telling your husband what we were doing just now. You seem to have had your 4th period, right?" Lu Shuang slapped his face. It was a loud sound, and there were 3 fingerprints on his snow-white face. Shen Yan held her hand and pressed it on top of her head. He was at loggerheads. His trusted bodyguard was trembling in fear, and he didn't even dare to breathe. He locked his sharp eyes with her red eyes, and his aura weakened. He really couldn't stand her disappearing again. What if she disappeared and never came back again? He could only laugh so freely because of her. 5 times. "Hit me again." Shen Yan let go of her hand. Lu Shuang didn't dare to hit him anymore, and he turned his face away. He had no choice but to get close to her back, hold her hand, and circle her in his arms. "When it's just the 2 of us, I don't care what you do. But when we're outside, save me some face. We're all my subordinates." Shen Yan's subordinates. They were really blind. They really suspected that the person sitting behind them was a fake president. Their president was very powerful. He could take someone's life from 1,000 miles away with just a wave of his hand. He was wise, decisive, and unrivaled. This time, he was slapped in the face. All right. No matter how powerful a man was, he would still kneel in front of a woman. Lu Shuang didn't say anything else. He kissed her cheek. Not satisfied with just one kiss, he kissed her a few more times. Lu Shuang was getting goosebumps from his kisses. She glanced at him and met his overly beautiful eyes. She sighed and said, "I don't have a husband. I lied to you." Shen Yan's eyes flashed. "It's okay. In the future, if you're going to get someone to be your fake husband, just tell me in advance. I'll make sure that person can't even be a fake." Lu Shuang, Shen Yan's subordinates. He was in a really good mood today when he saw her. She went to kiss him again. Lu Shuang pushed his face away in disdain. All right, I won't kiss you anymore." He held her hand and coaxed her. Lu Shuang felt that the temperature of his palms was too hot. It passed through her skin and into her blood, causing her nose to be covered in sweat. It was winter now. She really shouldn't have worn 2 layers of warm clothing. She pulled her hand away, and he took the opportunity to hold her arm again, hugging her in his arms. Sigh. She couldn't be bothered to move anymore. She wanted to be more stable. She leaned on him and just treated it as a comfortable pillow. After driving for half an hour, they arrived at his president's palace. This was her first time here. Chapter 546. Lu Shuang didn't want to think about her identity. She didn't want to be a mistress. Once she was done with what she had to do, she would leave and never return. Before the car entered the president's palace, the guards did a strict check. The president's palace was only as big as the manor she used to live in, but there were a few hundred times more people guarding it. The car passed by the shade of the trees and the lake before arriving at the entrance of the villa facing the lake. Shen Yan's servants were already waiting at the door to welcome them. There were 2 maids, 3 maids, a butler, 2 chefs, as well as his wife and her maids. When Lu Shuang saw his wife, he felt uneasy and guilty. She followed Shen Yan out of the car, and tried to stand as far away from Shen Yan as she lowered her head. Thank you for your hard work, Hua Zixing said gently. Lu Shuang couldn't help but look at Hua Zixing again. She was very beautiful. Her face was small, and her facial features were deep. She was of mixed blood, and her skin was snow-white like pure snow. She had long, curly ebony hair, and a furry windbreaker draped over her. She wore a pink hand-carved long dress. Just by standing there, she was a beautiful scenery. She reminded her of Snow White from the fairy tales. She was so beautiful and elegant, so dignified and flawless. She felt that Shen Yan was wasting resources. He had such a beautiful wife and didn't know how to cherish her. If she was a man, she would definitely stay by such a beauty's side and not go anywhere else. It wasn't that she was belittling herself, but she felt that the girl was much prettier, more elegant and more luxurious than her. Thank you for your hard work, Shen Yan said to Hua Zixing. Hua Zixing smiled. It's nothing, it's what I should do. Have you eaten? Yes, Shen Yan said. Zixing, let me introduce someone to you. Lu Shuang was frightened. He didn't want to face his wife directly. He felt guilty for doing something bad. Shen Yan didn't give him a chance to escape. She held onto Lu Shuang's hand and walked out. She's my classmate. She's here to be my personal assistant. Take care of her in the future. Okay. Hua Zixing smiled at Lu Shuang gently and elegantly. Lu Shuang was in a trance for a moment. In the past, she thought that Bai Ye had the best temperament. Bai Ye's smile and frown were very polite, rational, generous, and never embarrassed others. She was gentle, elegant, dignified, and beautiful. Bai Ye was the role model that she had always dreamed of, but she had never been able to achieve it. She felt that the perfect Hua Zixing could only exist in the heavens. Thank you, Lu Shuang said. Hua Zixing chuckled. Come with me. I'll arrange a room for you and introduce you to others. Oh. Lu Shuang followed Hua Zixing in. Downstairs is the living room, dining room, conference room, reception room. 2 maids, 2 chefs, and the butler live here. The second floor is the study room, gym, lounge, and Ian's assistant's room. Because I'm not in good health, Ian and I sleep in separate beds. Hua Zixing introduced. You're not well? Why? Lu Shuang was shocked. Congenital heart disease. There are 2 guest rooms on the second floor. You can clean up one of them. You're Ian's assistant. I think this room is more suitable for you. Hua Zixing pushed open the door. Lu Shuang had a strange feeling in his heart. Such a beautiful girl actually had congenital heart disease. What a pity. There's a small door in this room that leads to Ian's room. It'll be more convenient for you to take care of him, Hua Zixing said gently. Lu Shuang felt very burdened. She trusted her so much, but she acted like Shen Yan. I'm sorry. What? Hua Zixing looked at Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang couldn't say it out loud. Haha, it's nothing. Hua Zixing looked at him. Are you apologizing to me because you've become my husband's woman? Lu Shuang didn't expect her to know about it. His face turned red. Hua Zixing laughed. It's okay, I agreed. I'm not well and I can't have sex. Before we got married, I told Shen Yan that our marriage is a political alliance. I'll help him stabilize his political power, and he'll help my family stabilize their political power. He's a man after all, he needs a woman like that. He's not a eunuch, right? On the contrary, I'm very grateful to you for taking care of my husband. Why did Lu Shuang feel even more ashamed? What kind of woman was she to be able to tolerate this? Or was it that women raised by aristocrats were born to be magnanimous? She remembered that Shen Yan's father had an illicit relationship with Su Jieran's mother. She had to take a sip of wine to calm herself down and adjust her distorted worldview. Anyway, I'm sorry, Lu Shuang said. As long as you don't fight with me for the position of the president's wife, it'll be fine, Hua Zixing said jokingly. I definitely won't. I'm not worthy. I feel like I'm an ugly duckling when I'm with you. Shen Yan must be blind, hee, Lu Shuang said. This room is yours. I'll bring you to the 3rd floor. I like the 3rd floor a lot, Hua Zixing said. She pushed the door open when they reached the 3rd floor. Wow, it's so beautiful, Lu Shuang exclaimed. There were actually 4 floors. The 3rd and 4th floors were not separated. The 4th floor was a small room with a bed, a computer, and a television. When they pushed the door open, it was the third floor. The third floor was made of tempered glass. There were all sorts of blooming flowers. In this season there were roses, lilies, and many other flowers that she didn't know the names of. There was a swing, a wooden table, and a tea set. It was an elegant antique style. It was like a paradise. "Did you decorate this place?" "It's so dreamy," Lu Shuang exclaimed. She liked this place too. As long as she was a woman, she would like this place. Yeah, Sheniyan is a good person. He knows that I like flowers and plants, so he specially asked someone to make this garden in the sky. I like it a lot too. I usually read here, admire the flowers, and taste tea. There's also a balcony on the fourth floor. It's nicely decorated too. You can overlook the entire presidential mansion. It's more of a modern style, Hua Zixing explained. Sai Sheniyan is too fickle. Let me tell you, he had a bunch of girlfriends when he was in junior high, Lu Shuang said in disdain. It was a pity for Hua Zixing. If she was a man, she would be happy with Hua Zixing for the rest of her life without doing anything. My mother said that human nature is human nature. We can't change it, so we have to adapt. After all, my husband isn't an ordinary person. He has more temptations and he has more rights to enjoy them. If I'm unwilling, it will only make it harder for me to accept it. I'll be in an even more difficult situation. In fact, as long as I'm obedient, I'm still the most important person by his side. My value is much higher than those women, Hua Zixing said gently. Lu Shuang could only laugh. She would never be able to reach the state that Hua Zixing was in. In the future, when she got married, if her husband fooled around outside, she would ask him to scram. He could find whoever he wanted. She would rather not have such a scumbag. Hua Zixing's phone rang. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Sword of Destiny YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.